It's on three. 1, 2, 3. Mike. Go hard.
We welcome you all to Madison Heights, Michigan. Just about underway here in these two rivals. It's Bishop Foley and Shrine right here at Bishop Foley here today. Welcome you inside the booth. Jeremy out alongside Sam Stick Data bringing the call here today. Well, these are two teams that really need a win today.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, one thing's going to happen today. A team's going to walk away with a victory. And you know what? In a rivalry game, records don't matter anyways. When you get to match up against the guys you kind of grew up with in the same area, you've been playing against each other, now you get to settle it on the field, bragging rights for the rest of the year. So even though the records are 0-2 each way, I expect a highly, highly performed game tonight out of each squad.
Take a peek at your players to watch here today. We'll start with the visitors from Shrine, the Knights. They have a pretty young squad, really both of these two teams do, and it all kind of starts with Widows for them on defense.
Yeah, Caleb Widows, he's kind of like the Iron Man. He's the guy that's going to go both ways, so you're going to see a lot of big number 52 out on the field tonight. And then you flip over to the other side of the ball, you got number 9, Caden Barbado. He's a defensive back, but he's more like a linebacker at the defensive back. Like, honestly, if you were watching the Lions game yesterday, like a Brian Branch, right? Like, he's a big hitter, even though he's a defensive back. So for Shrine, I'd expect to see a big game out of those two. And then, you know, when we flip over to the other side, Tad Dobeck for Foley. That is the guy that you want to watch for. He's a baseball prospect, so you know he's got that big arm, and he's been improving every game. And that's what the coach said, so we expect big things out of him. And then, of course, big number 77, Mitch Brewer. Coach said he has the biggest ceiling out of any player he's ever coached when you were interviewing him, and that's high praise for somebody of his caliber. And he also said that he's still got a little bit of baby fat on him, that once he gets chiseled, he's going to be for sure a D1 type athlete. And there's Tad Dobeck right there. So I'm excited to see what all four of those guys can do on the gridiron today.
And this is a Foley squad that graduated 19 last year. Shrine didn't have quite those numbers, but they graduated a lot of players as well. We talk about a few things with head coach of Bishop Foley, Brian Barnes. We'll send it to that interview now.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Well, a good day for both of these communities. It started with a soccer match. It was a tight one.
Yeah, the Shrine Knights came out with the victory, 1-0 over our Ventures. But yeah, great day for both schools. I mean, they're two tight-knit communities. I mean, this is what high school athletics is all about, right? You know, you support your kids in whatever sport, and they came out and supported them today, and they'll come out tonight to support their crew. And our fans will be here tonight, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, it's a lot of fun for these players year after year. Is a lot of these kids grew up against each other. A lot of them come from the same feeder schools. How does that fuel a game like this, I guess?
Yeah, you know, it's just like, you know, growing up wrestling and playing sports with your brothers, right, or your siblings, right? You always want to beat them. And, you know, there are great kids over there at Royal Oak Shrine. There are great people, great coaches, great teachers. You know, I have a lot of friends over there. So it's a lot of fun. You know, we rib each other a little bit on who's better and who's going to win. But there's a lot of respect there, and we know it'll be a good football game tonight.
Well, I know you've hyped your boys up that, look, we don't have the right to come in here and be cocky at all. We're both 0-2 coming into this match. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, both teams have played two really good football teams to start our season, no doubt. And we're both in unique situations where we're pretty young. You know, and I think, though, we're to the point in the season where, you know, we're not going to use that as an excuse anymore. And fully expect both teams to play really hard and give it their all, and we'll see what happens.
Well, thanks for joining us here today. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy.
Brian Barnes, the head coach of the home squad, Bishop Foley, here today. Kick is shortly coming up right here on the Prep. Don't go anywhere.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Does your bank make you feel like you belong there? At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, you are a member of a financial institution that serves the Catholic community, providing you with an opportunity to align your banking with your Catholic identity. You receive all the products and services you need to manage your money, and your membership helps support Catholic schools, parishes, and organizations. It's time to put your money where your faith is. Visit AllianceCatholic.com to get started today. Service, community, Catholic. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Back to Bishop Foley, everyone. Getting ready for the Adventures and the Knights here today. Going to toss it down to the field for the third member of our crew, Ben Holman. Ben.
Hey guys, happy Friday Night Lights. This should be a lot of fun. These two schools are separated by a grand total of 4 miles. It's about a 10-minute drive. You can see that Bishop Foley's set to come out here, and you'll hear the noise here in this stadium. But what's unique about it is so many of these young men that play football at these two schools, they've grown up with one another. They've played travel sports with one another. They have relationships. The communities are incredibly intertwined. Coaches know each other. Former players know one another. So many great storylines to all of it. And both these teams, 0-2. Somebody's coming out of here with a win tonight. Will have their first win of 2023. And for Bishop Foley, in the last 6, they're 4-2 in this rivalry. And another note on Bishop Foley, they have not lost 3 consecutive games since 2017. That happened to be the first year of their current head coach, Brian Barnes. So we'll see how it unfolds. Have a lot for you down here on the sidelines here tonight, guys. Back up to you.
All right, thanks, Ben. Good stuff. Certainly a lot to unpack as we go along here tonight, but time for our keys to the game. What do you got today?
Yeah, well, let's start with Shrine and their keys to the game. Obviously, the one thing that you want to do if you're Shrine is grind out the game. That's one big thing. They want to control that line of scrimmage, use some of their big uglies up front, and run that ball. And speaking of running that ball, you got to feed Foster. That's essentially what you got to do. He's the big play guy. He can bust out whenever he touches the ball, so get the ball in his hands as much as possible. And then for Bishop Foley, you got to check out, get the offense in rhythm. That's something that they haven't done their first 2 games. They feel that they've played some bigger, faster opponents, and they're going to get ready for that. And then on their side, on the defensive side, they got to stop the run. If Foster is the key for the other guy, stopping him is the key for your team.
Getting ready for the national anthem here at Foley. As they do that, we'll step aside. Good game between these two 0-2 teams looking for their first victory here tonight on the Prep. Is that you too? Okay.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. We all know that our wives and daughters deserve special attention, but that's especially true when it comes to their knees. Do you know that females are at a 2 to 5 times risk compared to their male counterparts when it comes to blowing out their knees? It doesn't seem fair, but it's true. The reasons include the way females are made and the way they fire their muscles. But fortunately, there are injury prevention programs out there that can greatly decrease this risk of injury. And if you do know a female who blows out her ACL, don't despair. We have neat, innovative, minimally invasive ways to fix their knees and get them back onto the field. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to Bishop Foley. Getting ready for the start of this game between the Knights and the Ventures. It feels like football weather, doesn't it?
Yeah, not only does it feel like football weather, it smells like tailgating. It's a rivalry game, so a bunch of people were in the parking lot earlier. They were grilling. The parents were out here. It's a great atmosphere here in Madison Heights. And, Bishop Foley, they've had good programs throughout the years, blips on the radar where they popped up and, caused some trouble within the state. So I expect to see them bounce back. And, while we were doing the national anthem, it's crazy because when you have smaller schools like this, you don't have 50 guys on the sideline. You don't have 75 guys on the sideline. For Bishop Foley, I counted 26 that they're dressing tonight, and Shrine has 21 players that they're dressing tonight.
What that means is a lot of guys going both ways for these two teams here today, and that's something that Brian Barnes talked to us a little bit about in terms of them getting tired, and he's trying to speed up the pace a little bit. They did a lot of conditioning this past week trying to get into what they probably should have thought was week 1 shape, but this is a young group. They're learning how to do a lot of things right now as a varsity player.
Yeah, and as a coach, that's kind of the double-edged sword, right? You want to exhaust the other team, but when all your guys are also going both ways, you're kind of going to exhaust your team too. So you got to find that balance, especially when you want to be an up-tempo team like Bishop Foley.
Well, and something you kind of take for granted is maybe this right here, the coin toss. That means your leaders are out there. And that's also something that's a challenge for a young team. Who do you select as a leader? Maybe a senior who hasn't really had to lead because of all those, players in front of them. What they do now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you have a young squad like you do, you kind of rely on the guys that have been there and have done that. And there's not many upperclassmen on either of these teams. We're watching two young, developing football teams. But if I'm part of this school, that's kind of fun to watch, too. You know, if all my big players are sophomores and freshmen, I know come 2-3 years down the road, we're going to be looking at something special.
Looks like we're about ready to roll here at Bishop Foley. Fans still filing in. Little Foley student section starting to come together to our left. They played soccer here earlier. It was actually a rescheduled contest at 4:30, a tight 1-0 victory.
Is there any other game?
I know, right?
Is
After
there any
this
other
one.
soccer score than 1-0? And that's fun. You know, they talked about they've tried to schedule something like that before in the past just to get some more fans here. And if it's a rivalry week, why not go all the way at it? That was a rescheduled game that just so happened to work out. But I'd love to see schools do more of that, too. You know, schedule different sports on the same night and just let them bleed into each other.
Football is certainly always the hot commodity on Fridays, but it's cool to see soccer get that recognition as well.
You got to give a shout out to Shrine student section too. All American flags over there. You know my man Fish is loving that right now.
Well, Foley's going to return this opening kickoff. They'll set a pair back. Canar, who's a good one. Excited to see him at the running back position along with Gabe Martino. Interesting to see what Foley does in their kicking game. They've had some shuffling there over the last few weeks. It's Grant Fulton, though, teeing it up here for the Knights.
Yeah, that is always one of the tougher positions to fill at the high school level, is to have a really solid, successful kicker. I remember when I was playing in high school, we ended up having a lineman, our offensive lineman kick, just because he could tow the ball through the end zone, and that was about it.
Well, we covered Orchard Lake Soccer, your alma mater, just a couple days ago. They actually had to pull somebody from the soccer team this year, and that's a program. I mean, that's a football school right there. Polson wheeling back. He's going to shutter one forward, and the kick is underway. Look at our first look at Mason Canar here. Tries to shift. And Canar is galloped upfield right at the 27-yard line, so that's where there's fit. Your offense will start. And it's cliche, you're 0-2, you want a good start, but I think this offense wants a good start. They want a faster start than we've seen.
Yeah, you know, for both teams, that's kind of what you want is a faster start. I mean, Bishop Foley, and they've put up some points, okay? You know, they lost to Pontiac 52-22. They lost to Pershing 20-14. When you look over to Shrine, they haven't scored a point all season, so they're going to want to open it up too. But, you know, Bishop Foley has put some points on the board against some quality opponents.
It'll be Tad Dobek. He's on the all-name team already here in week 3.
I told you I'd try to go easy on the Step Brothers references.
4 wide. They want up the middle to Canar. Look at that little spin cycle. He's going to gain a healthy 7 on first down.
Shades of David Montgomery from yesterday against the Kansas City Chiefs, just straight up the gut. A big, big opening by the offensive line there, and that's something that they're going to want to take advantage, especially following big number 77, Mitchell Brewer.
He is the lone starter, offense or defense, for this Bishop Foley team that is back this year. They want to go to Canar once again, and he's quickly bottled up in the backfield. They're going to ring him up at the 31-yard line. He's going to lose about 4 on the play.
Yeah, Jack Tisco actually came in and blew that up, and that's a sophomore. We're going to be calling a lot of young players today, but that's a great play by him. He's also on the other side. He's the number 2 quarterback and a deep threat when he's a wide receiver. Wide receiver and defensive end. Crazy combo.
You're going to see some of those tonight. 3rd down and a short 6. He snapped on the first count there over the middle to Canar, and Canar is smacked. That ball's loose, and Shrine picked it up. Looks like Ben Haley jumped on it. I know they're going to say Foley, it was down with the knee there. So no gain from the looks of it. 4th and 6.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had complete control of that pass, but you got to give it up to Tyler Honey, the junior, number 58, for reading the screen pass, falling off his block, and blowing that play up.
He sold it, though, didn't he? Tried. It's a veteran-like play. Looking to punt it away on the line here. Try and looking to return, not so, says the hands of Colby Martino, the DB, sprinting downfield.
Yeah, Coach was saying they put a lot on him. He's a second-year player, a junior, 5'8", 155, but he brought all that 155 on that play, and a little, get off me for some good measure.
We'll allow a little bit of that, you'd think, here in the rivalry game today.
Love it. As long as it doesn't go over the top, I'm all about that stuff.
Right on the 39-yard line, as Shrine tries to get their offense going. Caden Barbado, one of their two quarterbacks that you'll see here tonight. They'll probably use two. Barbado got hurt early in the year and is now good to go. 4 wide, and Foley jumping.
Well, you like that. Use their aggressiveness against them. You know, it's a rivalry game. Everybody's coming out jacked up, so you go on the hard count first play, and it works. That's good coaching.
So speed that ball up to the 44-yard line here for the Knights.
Yeah, Shrine likes to spread it out quite a bit.
It's an offense that'll move a little bit slower, though, than the Ventures. They put a lot of emphasis on clock management as well. Barbado look at a pass. The blitz coming, airs it out. He's got a man caught. 30-yard line, looking for a house call. Ooh, just missing it around the 4-yard line. Good haul by Nate Alba.
Yeah, another sophomore running back and defensive back, since everybody on this field is an Iron Man. But I want to talk about the quarterback on that throw. He hit his stride. Watch this back up right there, back off the back foot, all the momentum going forward, and just a great over-the-shoulder catch. Shrine in scoring position now.
Well, it was an ankle injury earlier for Barbado. That ankle looked fine, though, huh?
Yeah. Little defensive breakdown, but he was able to get behind that cover, too.
He's in the slot left. He's the man that just made the huge catch, Alba here. First and goal from the 5. Going to hand it off on the sweep. They like to do that to get him in motion. Curling to the inside was Nick Shrake. Good contain, though, by Bishop Foley.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to highlight there. Tyler Honey with another great play from that defensive end, able to stretch this out, force him to the sideline, where he was able to turn up but not get the touchdown that he was desiring.
Couldn't write up a better start here for Shrine. Team that has not gotten in the end zone or gotten any points on the board thus far. 50-0 in week 1, 49-0 in week 2. It's one of their fellow Catholic League rivals, Gabriel Richard. It's a good Gabriel Richard team this year.
Guy you want to watch out for, big number 88, Polton down here on the goal line.
Blitz coming again, looking to work out of it. Barbado can do that. The athlete looking to chuck flags down, looking to extend to the pylon. Did he get it? No signal.
He did, but it's probably being brought back for holding.
And that one right around the 10-yard line, behind the line of scrimmage. And that one hurts for the Knights early.
Yeah, and that's what happens when your quarterback starts moving around like that. You see players fall into the ground holding their guy. Anytime the quarterback changes direction, you got your defender going this way, and then all of a sudden he cuts back to chase the quarterback, and you don't know where he is. Sometimes a grab happens.
Nice job to push that over the goal line, though. Good luck by a crew there. All for naught, though. Football back to the 15.
And, you know, Shrine is looking for this first score of the season. You're 3 weeks into the season and haven't seen the end zone. It's tough to get that called back on you.
The running backs and the receivers are key to this offense. Not afraid to run either of them out of that jet sweep, which you saw earlier. 4 wide for the Knights. Pressure coming again, just strips that one off. A gain of about 2. They're going to have to check on their QB, though.
Yeah, great pressure by number 20, Steven Torta there. He's a transfer. He never played football before, and he doesn't always get in a good stance, the coach was saying, but he's just out there being a menace, you know. He's just try hard, try hard, try hard. So when you're watching number 20 tonight, just make sure, don't pay attention to the fundamentals. Pay attention to how he's a ball hawk.
Country day transfer. They know some things about football there. But, yeah, no football experience until this year. These two teams have to recruit quite a bit within the school.
You got Polton up top.
Foley jumped earlier. They nearly did there, it looked like. And discombobulation, sacked in the backfield. Barbado had nowhere to go. The Ventures have brought a lot of pressure today. That time, Aiden Nickel.
Yeah, Aiden Nickel. I mean, he absolutely blew that play up. And that's a tough read, too, for a defensive end to make, because if he bites down and crashes hard, that could be a touchdown for Shrine.
So a 1st and goal on the 5 is where we started. Now we have a 4th and goal all the way back to the 15. Shrine needs some kind of points here.
This is where a kicker would come in handy.
A late substitution. Not sure they're going to get this off in time. And yeah, they're going to have to burn a timeout. A really important end of this drive. They've got a 4th and goal from the 15-yard line. Scoreless here in the front.
Bishop Foley Catholic is a co-ed college preparatory high school with a strong Catholic identity and long-standing traditions. Our students thrive spiritually, in the classroom, on the field, in the community. Bishop Foley Catholic is a family. We are proud of our 57 CHSL championships and 19 state championships. Go Ventures!
Take a look at the Bishop Foley student section here today. Very neon.
I like it.
4th and goal behind the 15-yard line. Shrine trying to make it happen. Barbado airs it out. Pretty good pass. There's some hand battling there. Yeah, you knew that flag was coming. Jordan Walton, or check that, it was Thompson in coverage. Or Martino. More time.
And Colby Martino could not believe that call. He looked back and saw that flag. And, you know, that's sometimes the benefit of an underthrown ball. That wasn't the best ball by the quarterback. But when the wide receiver turns around and starts fighting for it and you extend that arm on him, you're going to get that call every single time. So new life for Shrine.
They need to score some kind of points on this drive after the big 3rd down stop where they nearly got themselves a turnover.
Shouldn't that be an automatic 1st down? Showing 4th down on the field.
Huh. They're marking it just shy of the 12-yard line. Little jumbo package in the Wildcat looking to scurry inside. First time we've seen that today from J.C. Foster. And Foster's going to gain the 7. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Yes, I was wondering whether the sticks were right for a moment, the down box that is, but the Ventures will take over.
Looks like everybody's kind of confused. The refs are looking at each other like, you sure? We called a pass interference in the end zone. That probably should have been a 1st down. But either way, 1st down coming back the other way. Everybody's looking confused right now.
Well, we know one thing. It's not a spot foul, you know, like it is in the pros here in high school, but yeah, the 4th down was still on the down box, and they're going to keep this the way it is.
And here we go.
In the shadow of their own end zone, Bishop Foley looking to get this offense going. Kanar is a good candidate for that. He had a good run earlier. He'll scurry for 7 there on 1st down.
Yeah, and so far that's been what's been successful for Bishop Foley, even though it's only been 2 possessions. That straight up the gut, hit you in the mouth type football has been working.
Kennard's a guy already with 43 carries. He's broken the 300-yard mark on the year. Used him a lot. Stuff on the inside there. I'll tell you what, this Shrine defensive front has looked pretty good.
Yeah, you saw Bishop Foley try to do kind of a quick snap count there to catch him off guard, but Shrine is showing up to the challenge. They gave him a 1st down on that as well. Look at the Shrine defensive line. You got Robert Bound, Ben Haley, and you switch over to the linebackers, Caleb Widows, Logan Parada, and then of course Eli Lamb holding the shoulder pads.
Dobek alone in the gun here. Trying to go over top of the leaping Tisco. Finds the outside. Looking to gain some space is Crank Kohler. He's got a 1st down plus more. Noah Crank Kohler, the young 5'11 sophomore.
Looks like there's a flag on the play, but look at that juke move right there. My goodness, able to juke his defender. And I like that. Get your playmakers in space one-on-one. Let the other guy make a move, but this one's coming back.
Penalties have been an issue in this one here today. Bishop Foley's side is a little mystified at what that is.
Take a look at the Shrine defensive backs right here. You got Nick Shrike, you got Owen Wisniewski, J.C. Foster, and Nate Alba. And they all got that shoulder pad hold with their hands up in their shoulder pads.
That's the look they wanted to go with this year, I guess.
Yeah. Wonder if that was coordinated or not. Or just that's the new pose.
First down and 10 up to the 25. 5 wide once again in the empty set for the Ventures. Tad Dobek, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions this year. Those were both in week 1. 52-22 loss against Pontiac, and then 20-14 loss against Pershing for Bishop Foley. Pace of this game is stalled, hasn't it, with these flags? Just figuring things out?
Yeah, a little bit of confusion.
Dobek's got it. Has a man. Nice little leaping grab into the hugging tackle. That's Martino again.
Yeah, and here's what I like that Dobek did on that play. A little pump fake right and then came back to his left to find the open wide receiver. That is some next level football. Look at that. Just that little nod gets the safety off his spot.
Martino takes that quick snap, floats down. I believe it was Tisco who got a mini hand on that.
Yeah, we've called his name a couple times already. Big, active defensive end. And that's what they teach defensive end. You don't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, make it difficult.
That is their secondary quarterback. We could see him.
Well, you know he's an athlete, right, if he's your backup quarterback.
3:16 left in this first quarter, trying to make something happen. Second crack at a possession. Little pitch forward. Running through arm tackles. He's got the edge. Look out. Pushed out of bounds at the 36. Nice look from Martino.
Yeah, Martino has showed this a couple times, but look at this stiff arm on this end around that he has. My goodness, there was a tackle that could have been made 5 yards after the play, but look at this right here. Boom, stiff arm, Heisman quality. Able to pick up, what, 10, 15 more yards after that contact.
Bishop Foley driving. Here's Kennard. He's been really good at first down today.
Yeah, he's definitely helped keep them on track. And that's what, you know, offensive coordinators love. These 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, where you can kind of open up the whole playbook and go with anything.
Second down and call it 2. Bishop Foley looking confident now. 5 rushes, 22 yards for Kennard. They hard count him there. Kennard's got it again. He wants to throw towards the end zone. Nobody there. Touchdown. Wow. Noah Kronk-Kohler with his second huge grab of the night. Bishop Foley has their first touchdown.
And that is all set up by the play calling throughout the entire first quarter. You keep pounding them on first down, pounding them on first down. And you know when you hand the ball off, the entire defense is going to crash to try to stop that run. The minute they come up, they forget about the deep man, and then just an easy pitch and toss. And a nice throw, too. Right on target.
Going for 2. Their kicker's been banged up. Little juggle in the back of the end zone, ruled incomplete. That's Martino. What is Martino and Kennard? They've been the face of this offense thus far.
Yeah, great defense there by Nate Alba to break that play up. And there we have it, 6-0 Bishop Foley over Shrine. And we will be right back with this rivalry game. We got running backs throwing touchdowns.
Game day don't start Friday. Let's get it, baby. Good job, boy. Ready, go.
Well, big 6-0 lead here for the Bishop Foley Ventures of the Shrine Knights, 30-yard touchdown pass. Tad dove back into the corner of the end zone after the pitch to his running back, found Gabe Martino to make this 6-0. They missed the 2-point conversion, and they look for an onside kicker, just a dribbler here at least. It'll roll out of bounds, and that'll draw a flag.
Well, you know, maybe his leg was a little bit tired after catching that touchdown pass. They want to make sure he stays fresh for later in the game. But I don't mind that. I love the gamesmanship when you're doing those things, trying to get the ball back after a big score. Those are the types of moments where you do recover something like that. It's a huge momentum shift. And it shows you trust your defense, too, to get a stop.
So the team that we thought would rush maybe a little bit more here today in the Shrine Knights, they barely gained positive yardage.
Well, a lot of that has to do with the defensive line for Bishop Foley. You got Aiden Nickel, Mitch Brewer, Donovan Mahan, and then, of course, Logan Siva right there. And then their linebacking core, Gabe Martino, Luke, and then Stefan Tortora. That's the guy right there. The defensive backs, Noah Kohler, you called his names, Colby. I love that picture of Colby. David Malinowski, and then Mason Kanar.
Here comes Shrine looking to bounce back.
There we go.
Shrake has some room as he's pounded into the Bishop Foley side. He's going to gain 9, maybe 10, depending on where they spot this.
Yeah, and another flag on the play, maybe a block in the back. Shrine has definitely kicked themselves in their own behind a couple times tonight early.
This is now the 5th combined penalty between these two teams.
That's a big holding penalty. That's going to take them back to the, 38-yard line?
The second on Shrine. Well, a disappointing first drive for Shrine. It started really well. They got a big 3rd down stop, had a big play down the field to get them first down and go to the 5, but then they just couldn't convert.
Yeah, and that penalty hurt them. I mean, after they scored that touchdown, they got brought back and couldn't get it done.
Barbado leaning in, has pressure again from the backside, hit as he throws. That's juggled around and nearly picked off. His intended target was Nick Shrake that time.
Yeah, but Steven Tortora, man, he came in. That's that Country Day transfer. Almost a wide open shot at the quarterback, putting pressure on him, kind of forcing that inaccurate throw. But you do not want to take too many free shots like this if you're Royal Oak Shrine. Nobody even touched it.
Are we sure Tortora has never played a snap before this year?
You know, some guys are just that talented, right? And sometimes at this high school level, you don't really reach your peak athleticism or really become athletic. Some of these guys don't get their coordination until their sophomore year, hit that growth spurt. Next thing you know, they're out there on the field being a baller.
It's been fun to watch here today. 2nd down and 15 to go here. And in motion gets the ball. That's J.C. Foster. He's got speed. Look out to the open field. He flies well into venture territory up to the 42-yard line. And maybe that's what Shrine needs to get things cooking here in the first.
Yeah, well, that was one of our keys to the game. Get this guy going, man. And you can see when he gets in that open field, nice cutback here. He's able to read the blocker, heads up off the inside of him. And that's a great job. Reading his blockers and also getting down the field for that first down.
Inside a minute 40 to go in this first half. If it wasn't for some of these penalties, Brian Barnes going to be frustrated with some of those. Probably be through this first quarter already. 4 wide, man in the slot in motion, going to fake it to him. Barbado rolls up the middle, and he ran into a brick wall, right into the arms of guess who? Gabe Martino from DB that time.
We'll just keep calling his name almost every play. But yeah, you can see almost a little bit of miscommunication here by Shrine. See, the handoff almost didn't even happen because of the motion man.
It's a pretty raw offensive line here for the Knights. They do have some guys that they like, some bigger bodies. Not easy to find really big bodies here at this level. Foley in Division 6, Shrine in the 7 and 8 range the last few years. Second down and 8 coming up here. They'll send him in motion once again. Shrake looking to shake the Ventures, not quite. Gains a few. Brings up third down and nearly 6.
Yeah, I didn't quite see the number who Bishop Foley was able to contain that play and turn him back up inside, but that is a heck of a play. We got a player down right now.
Is that the ball carrier?
It is the ball carrier. Let's see, who blew this play up right there? There he is, number 17, able to keep contain and turn the runner back up the middle. But while the medical staff is checking on him, we will take a break and be right back. 19 seconds left in the first quarter here in Madison Heights.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
We welcome you back to the home of the Ventures. Looks like that was Mr. Shrake, as we had discussed. He was able to run off the field on his own power. Not sure exactly if he just got stung there or more of a cramp, but it looks to be okay.
Yeah, either way, it's always good to see them walk off under their own power. And, you know, it's tough when you're dressing only 21 guys. Any injury is kind of a big hit.
Shrine already has a couple. Josh Cairo, expected to be one of their top linebackers, is out right now.
And that'll do it for the first quarter. Bishop Foley 6, Shrine nothing. Shrine had an opportunity. They got it in the end zone. Called back with a penalty. That would have been their first points of the season. But we will see what they do in the second quarter. Live from Madison Heights, it is the prep.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Hey guys, welcome back here to Bishop Foley. Want to clarify something. I heard you guys talking about that Shrine no touchdown. The reason it was overturned, it was inside of the 25-yard line, so it was half the distance. That's the rule in high school. I was talking with one of the officials down here on the field. Now, I was going to go another direction here, but I'm going to go this direction. Number 20 for Bishop Foley. He's playing in his first football game. Been talking to the defensive coordinator down here, Steven Toratora. This kid is just turning loose. They're letting him go. The defensive coordinator said he doesn't know any better. We're just turning him loose. We're letting him go out and make plays. So that's something to keep an eye on down here. And a beautifully executed drive on that trick play there by Bishop Foley. Part of their success here so far. And a program here in Foley, guys. 19 starters gone from last year. They got a lot of turnover. They both do. Both teams putting up a good fight. The atmosphere and the intensity is real good down here on the field. Upstairs to you guys.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, we love what we've seen so far from Mr. Number 20 here today.
Yeah, and that's why Ben's the best in the business. We had a question about the game. He gets the answers from the official. He goes straight to the top and delivers it to you. Heat. Nothing but heat coming from that sideline right now. Appreciate that, Ben.
And a big first down catch. And we have a quick timeout here, so kind of a lagging start to the end of the first and the beginning of the second.
Yeah, on that play, it looked like Tisco may have gotten a little bit shaken up by a big hit, and then maybe that's why the reason for the timeout, just to let him get a little breather. And while we have a second, why don't you tell them about Make the Turn? If your company wants to make the turn to the next level, make sure you contact Make the Turn, an award-winning digital marketing firm based right here in Metro Detroit. Founded by our boys Sully and Bogey in 2019, they've quickly grown to a full team of professionals who create custom marketing solutions to help you grow your business. Maybe you have a great marketing department and want to get 10% better, or maybe you're a business owner that wants a marketing director without the full-time salary. It's worth visiting MakeTheTurn.com and checking out all their great examples and reviews.
So Shrine out of this timeout here. See quarterback under center for the second time here today. Just kind of a bunched up formation. And again, we kind of see a mishap with the, not the snap that time, but more so the handoff.
Yeah, Luke Genuine, 6'1", 170 sophomore, was able to find his way in the backfield and just kind of snuff out that little reverse. And we've seen a lot of those reverses so far in this game. Really haven't had a ton of success with them, but you're wondering what they're setting up, you know, because sometimes next time the quarterback's going to keep that ball and go around the outside. They're just trying to read the defensive ends on those.
We saw Barbado keep it earlier. Tisco still running this offense right now. They'll send Alba in motion. Looking to go off the inside, and once again, this defensive front for Foley blows him up. Right at the line of scrimmage, they'll gain maybe 1, 3rd and 10 coming up.
Is that Donovan Mahoen? Just grabbed him with one arm and threw him to the ground. That is a man-child out there. That is so tough to do when somebody's running by you at full speed, to grab them with one arm and just kind of throw them to the ground. Watch this right here. Makes it through the hole, then nope, I'm just throwing you down.
You did that a few times, right?
Yeah, I was the guy on the receiving end.
3rd and 10. Still 10 and change to go here in the second quarter. Go back to the spread, trips to the right. Foley showing blitz across that line. Tisco throwing for the first time today. What a catch, stretching out Donovan Mahone. Or check that, it's J.C. Foster on the Shrine side. Pick up 3, but that's going to bring up 4th and long for a squad that doesn't kick too much.
Yeah, I like Shrine rolling out the pocket there, giving your quarterback a little bit of time, not relying on your offensive line to just hold down that traditional blocking. And that's what you got to do sometimes. Move your quarterback, move the pocket, and that was a great play and a great catch by J.C. Foster.
So looks like they're going to straight up go for this. Not a surprise. 25 yards out. Venture's looking to come up with a big stop. Tisco has trips to his left this time. Extra man to block out there for him. He does his job, floats it up. Ooh, that was nearly a trouble ball, but a flag again.
What an amazing throw by Tisco on that. Rolling to his left, throwing back over his shoulder right, and just dropped that into the bucket. That should have been caught. It wasn't, probably because of the pass interference, but look at this. Look at that. That is dropped right in a bucket.
Penalties have been an issue today, especially for Foley. That's number 4 for them.
Shrine gets new life. And, man, it's just got to feel almost impossible to get into the end zone if you're Shrine right now, right? What are we, 2 games and a quarter in? You got to burst this bubble of that goal line eventually.
The first down and goal on the 5, just outside of the goal situation. Up on the 15. Tisco handles that low snap. And good fake by him. He turns the corner. He's going to gain 9. Finally pummeled down there by Aiden Nickel. He's been busy on defense, but...
Yeah, it looked here like, what was that, 14. Colby Martino had a good shot at getting him for a tackle for loss, but he just squared up, manned up, and Jack Tisco ran right through him.
Mark him down 2 yards from the first down. Needs to gain about the 7 to get a fresh set.
Well, Shrine has been able to move the ball pretty well. It's just been those pesky penalties that have stopped him.
That's Parada, who looks like a running back, but he's a lineman. Just out there the block pretty much for the quarterback. Fumbled snap, look out. 4 Ventures driving him back for a big loss. Looked like Mitchell Brewer, the big boy, leading the charge there.
Yeah, didn't see too much baby fat on that play. He shed his blocker, he got through there, and that is a big boy with some big paws. And once he gets his hands on you, you're going nowhere. There's absolutely nowhere for you to go. Looks like we got a timeout on the field for Bishop Foley. We're going to take it with them. We will be back right after this. Bishop Foley 6, Shrine 0, 3rd and 11 when we come back.
Take 2.
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Six nothing. Big 6-0 lead for the Ventures. They're looking for their first victory. So are the Shrine Knights. They're on another big drive here. And take a look at our fine partners at Success Mortgage Partners, Dick.
Yeah, in today's ever-changing real estate and mortgage lending world, the importance of a true professional has never been higher. At Success Mortgage Partners, our mission is for every borrower to receive a level 10 experience, and our goal is to let the lowest rate possible. We want you to have an experience of a lifetime. Navigating a turbulent market like this needs to be handled by the true professionals.
Back to throw. Tisco hit as he throws. Picked off in the end zone with room to run, and he can't quite get by him. That's a good job to turn around and make that tackle as the wide receiver that time. Nick Schrake, who also doubles as a DB. I guess that's the benefit of that. The captain makes sure he doesn't spread too far.
It looks like there's a penalty on the play. I'm not sure if it's on the defense or not. If so,
I think it was a hold against the offense.
All right. So there we go. Shrine unable to be able to get that ball in the end zone again, and it's just got to be getting so frustrating for them over there on that sideline.
It's a Foley team that's ran the ball pretty well today. Had quite a few different looks in terms of who's carried it. Both of these two teams have. But we saw a heavy dose of Mason Kennard earlier. He wants Kennard on first down once again, spinning off that tackle. We've seen that before as well. Past the 25, up to the 27-yard line. He's going to gain another healthy 8 on first down. That's got to be at least like 30 yards on first down.
Yeah, well, you keep feeding the big man, and what I like about this run is watch how he switches the ball to get it away from defenders. He makes the spin, going to the sideline, puts it in the safe arm to make sure if there's a fumble, it goes out of bounds. That's a smart runner right there who's thinking beyond just X's and O's.
Barbados 65 yards to the air, looking to roll out and curl this one to the sideline. Martino able to take that one for a first down.
And you like that call by the Bishop Foley coach. You know, you don't have to go for it all the entire time. Sometimes those little checkdowns keep the chains moving, keep your team some rhythm. Look at this. Just a nice little move up in the pocket, keep your eyes down the field. A lot of young quarterbacks don't do that.
From the 38, trouble brewing here. This is a page out of the Bishop Foley book on the defensive side. Brian Barnes flustered after that one.
Big number 58 on the ground right now, Aiden Nickel. He kind of came down awkward, almost did the splits, and people rolled up on him. Football's a crazy sport like that sometimes. Just that friendly fire can get you.
Sometimes you didn't do anything wrong.
No, he was just blocking. He's just doing his job.
Turf Monster gets you 2. 4 wide. Low snap, handled fine. Ball a little short. Decent adjustment there by Martino, weaving through. Not able to make the catch, though.
Great defense by number 2 for Shrine, not getting his hands on the offensive player. And even though that ball was underthrown, we talked about that earlier, that can sometimes results in a pass interference when you try to fight back through the defender. He was able to just avoid contact there, so good job by number 2.
Dobeck 3 of 6 through the air. This offense maybe a little bit slower than Foley would like right now. Clock is stopped, but still, they want to run a little bit faster here today. They told us that. They'll shift Kennard to the slot here. They got to get this playoff soon. Does just in time. Wants Martino. Ooh, felt the footsteps that time.
Yeah, it was either that or he was running before he had it. If you watch the replay, you're going to see him take the eyes off the ball and start looking at that defender. I don't know if he was sizing him up to make a move or he just saw that open field in front of him and got a little too excited. Look, pulls the head just too quick.
Brought Kohler into punt for the second time here today. High kick, fair catch called for, and that's going to be likely a penalty on Mahone. Contacting that returner downfield.
Yeah, that's a tough penalty to take as well. You know, you like the aggressiveness of your players when you're a coach, but just a little too much. When you see him wave that hand above his head, just get the heck away. Just get the heck away. Got to stay 2 yards away at minimum.
Yeah, you could see he was kind of in between.
Yep. It's tough. I don't mind those types of penalties if I'm a coach, though. Aggressive penalties, I'm okay with. That's probably what coach just told him, too. Hey, don't mind that aggressive penalty, but get back out there and hit someone legally.
Half of a quarter to go. The ball inside Venture territory now. And Shrine has had a couple chances inside the 20 today, have not cashed in. They're still right here in this game, though. Looking for the sweep to the outside. That's Shrake. Still has to bounce, no room to do so, and he's going to pick up about a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, Donovan Malinowski coming down from his safety position, and watch him close on this. You'll just see him come out of nowhere, number 3. Angle of pursuit, head him back. Great job from that position.
Good nose for the football. He's been their leading tackler so far this year.
You could see why on that play. Just his instincts took him to that ball.
Second down, 14 to go. This is still Jack Tisco out there. We saw Barbado for the first few snaps of these games. Tisco looks downfield. He's got a few there. This one's short and ripped away and picked off. Malinowski's got room to roam. He's got the 50 all the way to the 40-yard line. Dragged down from behind by Tyler Honey. And Bishop Foley looking to go up a couple scores before the half.
And we were just talking about how he was a ball hawk when he saw the run and was able to hawk that down there. He just finds the ball. But I think if you're Shrine and you go back and look at this play, Grant Polton was wide open down the sideline. You elected to throw to the middle of the field, and that is a mistake against Bishop Foley, and they make you pay for it. Great return.
Gives Dobeck another shot out there. Quick toss for Kennard.
That's close to being a lateral.
It's going to bring up second down and 10, though. 4:55 to go here in the first half. Second touchdown here would be huge for Foley. Just how the feel of this game is right now.
Yeah, it just seems like Shrine is playing uphill, you know? Everything that they do, it's almost working, but it doesn't.
It's Kennard in the backfield. 4 wide as well. Kennard's got it. Little hop step gets him free. To the 30, another good block. To the 20, he keeps those feet chugging up to the 14-yard line. Kennard showing he's one of the better players on this team.
Well, week 1, he had 26 carries for 196 yards, so you know he is a bell cow. And watch that, whoop, nice little jump step right there to get through the defense. And
They hard count here. Kennard's got it up the gut. Bangs off his lineman, still on his feet inside the 10. And Shrine will see another 7-yard gain on first down.
One thing you got to love about Kennard is he likes the contact. He could have gone out of bounds on that previous play too, but no, he turned it back up just to lay a shoulder into somebody.
2nd down and 3 from the 10 where they marked him, and Shrine jumps.
Gotta give him a first down too. That's a costly penalty.
They've been bringing that hard count out a little bit more, it seems. Have the Ventures.
Well, that's what happens when you're a rhythm offense and you got him going, and then all of a sudden, hut, and it throws off the entire rhythm.
Looking to rush again, up the middle, touchdown! The Ventures have a 2-score lead. He deserved that, didn't he?
You know, he did the work to get you down there, so you might as well offer him the cherry on the top. And I have a feeling if things keep going this way for Mr. Kennard, he is going to have a huge night for Bishop Foley.
9 rushes, 65 yards. They'll go for 2. Looking to fade it up into the corner. Yes, he got it. Good job to hang on and bring that in tight. Frank Kohler. He's been kind of the undervalued guy today as well.
I mean, he's got a touchdown receiving, and now he's got a 2-point conversion for Bishop Foley, putting them up 14-0 over Shrine. Somebody's going to walk away with a victory tonight right here in Madison Heights, and we're bringing it to you live on the Prep.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Mason Kennard today, 9 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. It feels nearly like 100. He's averaged 7 per carry here in this first half. He's carried this offense all year. He's carrying them right now.
Bishop Foley has played tough their first 2 weeks, coming away with some 2 losses that, you know, those are tough, hard-fought losses. And here you go.
Another onside dribbler. Shrine touched that last before it rolled out, and that might have saved them from keeping the possession. That's Hunter Wyatt who got a paw on it. They'll mark it at the 40-yard line here are the Knights. They still got a decent amount of time left. Need to put together a drive before the end of this first half.
And that's what's got to be so frustrating for the Knights, too. We were kind of talking about that while we had a little bit of a break. Here you see them jumping on the ball. Oh, man, if Bishop Foley gets that possession and goes up 3 scores, it might be curtains for Shrine, so that was a huge play for them. But like I said, I'm pulling for Shrine a little bit just to break that end zone, man. I want these kids to feel that, what it feels like to get a touchdown. And they're so close, they're right there, they just can't seem to do it.
Tisco back out there to lead them. Flanked by Tyler Honey. We've seen him block quite a bit for Tisco. Low snap. It's been that way a lot for these two teams. Tisco just finds the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah,
Is that Brewer again?
No, that was Donovan Mahone making his presence known. And, you know, when the coach was talking about him, he's one of those guys you never thought would get that significant playing time. But then all of a sudden, one summer, he turns into a gym rat, and he starts putting on pounds, putting on strength, and he becomes one of your core players on a team like this. Look at him, scraping down the line of scrimmage and stopping the quarterback sweep.
That's TV's dream, right?
That's right.
Tell that story. 3:15 left here in this second quarter. 4 wide. Tisco airing it out. Plenty of time and space, and falling back is J.C. Foster as he leans into a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, if that pass is on target, Foster's probably running for about 15, 20 yards after that. Needless to say, he caught the ball, and, you know, in high school, it's like college. When you're down, you're down. You don't have to be touched.
3rd down and 5. 2:35 to play here.
This is a big possession for Shrine.
Shrine, which has 4 first downs today. Foley has 7. Trips left, looks that direction right away. Airing it over the top, nobody there, and a flag. A flag came in late, right at the feet of the quarterback.
Yeah, you're looking at a late hit by Luke Genuine coming in just a little bit after that pass was thrown and getting that free shot. But you're Shrine, you're taking everything, right?
No doubt.
Here's a good look at it. Ball's out, 3 or 4 steps, hits the quarterback.
The 6th penalty for the Ventures. That might be one of the more costly. Puts them inside Bishop Foley territory all the way to the 40-yard line. Still 2:19 to go. A pair of timeouts left for Shrine as well. Jack Tisco, the backup, sophomore, leading them down the field right now. Foley packs the box here. Taking that handoff, Tisco up the middle, Brewer dragging him down from behind. Gain of a half yard maybe.
Foley doing a great job of reading that option play. Look at, if he hands it off, the play's blown up. If he keeps it, the play's blown up. So good job by Bishop Foley. Excellent coaching. You know they scouted that all week long.
That's some good resistance training there for Tisco with Brewer tugging him from
behind. Yeah, that's how you get stronger as a sophomore, right? You know, and that's the good thing about these young guys getting all these reps too. Come senior year, there's going to be nothing that he hasn't seen or hasn't been able to go up against.
2nd and 9. Clock has been stopping quite a bit, and it will stay stopped here as we have a timeout burn. Not sure they signaled either way. I'm guessing Shrine, though.
Well, while we have a break, let me tell you about McFarland Electronics. They're your one-stop AV guy for all in-home automation needs, whether it's your network, motorized blinds, automated lighting scenes, frame TVs, Ring, Sonos, Savant, and much more. We also your outdoor TV and speaker specialist. I just moved into a new house. I definitely need one of those outdoor TVs. You will not be disappointed, as in a football tradition, we are the back shoulder throw of AV. Give us the ball. The best speakers on earth, the best systems on earth. Let me, being McFarland Electronics, help you with all your digital needs, and they did a great job with the Prep TV that's down. You always see a lot of people watching it when we're live on site. I mean, that thing has to be like an 80-inch TV. It's beautiful down there.
Big time. 14-0 for now. 2nd down and 9 for Shrine. Pressure coming. Look out. 2-3 guys right in his grill, and Logan Seba will make the difference, the linebacker.
And the linebacker made a difference, but I'm telling you, that was a coverage sack. Watch Mason Kennard, if we can watch the wide receiver on this play. Great job by the defensive line, but Mason Kennard, the Shrine wide receiver tried a double move on him, and he did not bite at all, and that's why that play had to stay in the quarterback's hand and force the sack. But there you go, just like Shrine, it's been happening to them all game. They get 15 yards ahead. A big play happens. Here's a good look at the wide receiver up at the top of your screen. See, 2 double moves, and he hung right with them. Great defense.
Loses 12 on the play, all the way back to midfield. 3rd down and 20 nearly to go here. Needs to get all the way to the other 31-yard line.
Well, we got a timeout. Let's highlight the coach for Royal Oak Shrine.
We have Brent Widow's first season after Oscar Olenichek moved on to Wayne Westland as a coordinator and a headmaster there as well. Orchard Lake St. Mary's background. You hear a lot of coaches coming under the tutelage of George Port. You know why? A man that just retired and did a great job with the Eaglets. Also road crew over at Orchard Lake. That's kind of one of those unique ones because you're right by the lake, right?
Yep, they got a decent crew program. When I was there, they were 2nd in the world.
Really?
Lost to England.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty impressive program. But yeah, there's the head coach right there walking the sideline. He would love nothing more than to stick this ball in the end zone before the half.
Third down, 20 to go. Over the middle, picked off. Second time today. Colby Martino looking for blocks. Spun down. Bishop Foley with a stranglehold on this first half.
Yeah, Jack Tisco there, he had a wide receiver. If he puts touch on this ball and some arc on it, goes over the defender, there's nothing but green in front of him. But tip your cap to Colby Martino, cutting underneath, getting that interception, and sure hands to bring that down. That's the benefit of having these guys that play both ways, right? Most defensive backs usually can't catch. Well, if he's your starting wide receiver on the other end, he's probably able to catch.
Empty set again. They're not content just to run this up the middle. They feed the man who just made the play. Why not? Martino following his blocks. Finally brought down from behind there by Eli Lamb. First down, inside Shrine territory to the 44.
And that's exactly what I mean right there. That's not a defensive back. That's a wide receiver playing defensive back. That's why he's able to take down that interception pretty easily.
He heard you from the speaker downstairs. He's like, yeah, I can catch two.
Love when that happens.
On the offensive side. Little screen. Hit hard is Kennard. Still gained 2 after contact.
Yeah, Donovan Mahone and him had a huge collision there on that play, and you love to see that. Good, safe, big hits at the high school level.
Second down and 7. A minute 13 to go. Foley trying to go up 3 scores here in the first half. Looking deep. He got there. Hit him for the home run. Kronk Kohler. He says, don't forget about me for G of the game, huh?
Well, he's definitely making a case, him and Mason Kennard. We were talking about him earlier, but Kronk Kohler with his second touchdown of the night. And this is pretty much, I don't know if it was a blown coverage, but he just shoots right up the seam and wide open, right along those hash lines, right down the seam. That is tough to defend, and an easy touchdown for Bishop Foley. Put them up 20-0 with 1 minute left in the first half.
Kronk Kohler is blocked. And Bishop Foley will catch that in the end just for good measure.
That ball went sky high in the air. What can he do? You know, he scores 2 touchdowns. He got a 2-point conversion. Then you put him in to kick the extra point. 20-0 is our score right here at Madison Heights. Bishop Foley over Shrine.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Well, Bishop Foley with a 20-0 lead. Take a look at their particulars heading into this game here today. Well, maybe after the kick. Kronk Kohler getting ready to kick this one away.
You love the Iron Man football stuff, don't you? He scores 2 touchdowns, 2-point conversion, tries the extra point. Now they send him out here for the kickoff, too.
He deserves a seat at halftime. Somewhere. They're going to bomb this one. They've had a couple onside in this first half. It's going to roll out for the second time today and draw a flag. Nate Alba bailing that time. And now we'll take a look at that profile here for Bishop Foley. You see the enrollment, 280 co-ed here in the Catholic High School League. It's kind of split, some all boys, some all girls, and then you have the co-eds as well. Scott Hansen, 1989 grad, one of the prominent players that moved on from here. They've graduated quite a few college players from last year as well, a group of 19 total seniors for this Bishop Foley team, trying to shake that off in a big game here tonight.
Yeah, and it's funny when we were talking to Coach about that, you know, you're like, oh, which ones went on to play D1 football? And he was like, it's not only football, you know, some are out there playing D1 golf, some are doing tennis, some are doing this. Like, you know, these guys are just athletes that come out here. And when you have a small school like this, you got to recruit every athlete you can get. You play tennis? No, you want to play football. We like your footwork, you know, stuff like that.
Shrine with just a minute 2 to work with. They'll run it on first down here. Up the gut and gaining 4, and it looks like they're content to take a 20-0 deficit into the half. They've struggled to throw the ball here today. A couple picks, don't want to risk another.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. You know, you're down 20. You know that's going to be tough to get 20 points in the second half. You may want to try to bomb it a few times. Well, you could get a pass interference. A lot of things can happen, but also an interception is one of the things that falls under that category too. So I understand it, but also, why not?
Clock down to 25 seconds. Looks like they'll just take a knee. No, they actually are going to run another play. And flattened in the backfield. How about Luke Junawine? We've seen the linebacker make a couple nice plays in the backfield today. That one right there as well.
Yeah, he has been able to blow up some plays in the back. I think that's his 3rd tackle for a loss today. And those are tough, hard hits, and that'll take us to halftime with your score 20-0 Bishop Foley over Shrine. We'll be right back with highlights from the first half and a lot more from our sideline reporter, Big Ben, coming up right here on The Prep.
The reason I love Bishop Foley is because we get a Catholic education where we can learn more about the faith every day, and we are prepared for college as well.
I think what sets Bishop Foley apart from other schools is the close-knit community that we have here. I get to know everyone in my grade rather than having 1,000 kids in my class and not knowing them when I graduate. I get to make personal relationships with everyone in my class and other grades.
I love Bishop Foley because there's something here for everyone. We have robotics, choir, drama, sports, and all the people in all these programs are really friendly. I've joined a lot of things that I didn't expect to join coming into high school, and I've met a lot of great people through them.
Down here on the field with head coach Brian Barnes. Brian, lot to like. Let's start first with number 10, Noah Cronkohler. This kid is lighting it up. Special player, and he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, right. We're actually happy he's even playing. He turned his ankle earlier this week in practice, and so he's taped up pretty good and iced it a lot. So we weren't sure, really, literally up until our warm-ups, if he was going to go or not. So he's toughing it out, though, and he's obviously played a pretty good first half.
All right, let's talk a little bit about some of the game moments. Shrine, big play right out of the gate. They throw down there. You got to stop. How big was that looking back on the way the half is unfolded for your team to have gotten that stop?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. I mean, we did a little blown coverage, obviously, when that happened. But, it's one of those situations where we tell our guys, like, that moment in the game, we got to step up and make a play. And our guys held it, and we're really proud of that.
Overall, what are your thoughts on your team? Let's start with your offensive side. What do you like there so far?
Yeah, we're running the ball pretty well. We'd like to continue to do that this half. It's football, sometimes coaches screw it up when we make it too complicated, right? Like defense, take what the defense gives us, and we're just going to try to continue to do that this half.
Defensively, obviously you're happy. You're up 20-0. Is there anything you want to see a little bit more out of your defense?
Yeah, we'd like our guys to be a little more under control. Like, we're playing hard and we play aggressive. We play a lot of man-to-man and we blitz a lot. And sometimes you have when you do that, you might give up a big play or you might get a penalty. And so we're just going to continue to keep being aggressive, though, and playing hard and go get it.
Lastly, what will your message be to your team before they come out for the third?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4-quarter game. I've been in games against Shrine where we've come back from 21 down, and, they made comebacks as well. So it's a 4-quarter game. We got to make sure we're worried about us and doing the right thing and continue to play hard and play smart.
Brian, thanks for this. Thanks for the hospitality with our crew as well. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right, head coach Brian Barnes of Bishop Foley, his team on top 20-0 here at halftime. Send it back up top to you guys.
Hey, thanks, Ben. Good stuff down there. And, one stat that certainly sticks out, aside from the wide receiver, who we now learned is a real Iron Man out there, taped up and ready to go here today. 2 receptions, 71 yards, and a couple touchdowns. Mason Kennard as well. 9 attempts, 65 yards, and a touchdown. he's been kind of the tempo setter for this offense, and he's that again early today.
Yeah, Mason Kennard is kind of the guy that's making it possible for Noah Kohler to get wide open, because everybody is looking into the backfield when number 7 is back there. And if they hand it off to him, they got to crash to stop him. And it's opened up some big plays for Bishop Foley. And they've looked good in this first half. Let's hand it to Bishop Foley. Shrine has shot themselves in the foot a couple times, but a lot of that has to do with the pressure that Foley is putting on them. And I cannot wait to see what we get in the second half. We got highlights and more coming up. 20-0. Bishop Foley over Shrine right here live in Madison Heights.
Welcome inside Alchemy and Johnny's Speakeasy. We're here with Chef Johnny Prep.
How are you?
How are you, Johnny?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
Excellent.
Great.
Johnny is the chef and owner of both establishments here in Royal Oak. What a great time it is in the fall. Both establishments starting to really have an opportunity to show off in this season in beautiful Royal Oak. Take us back to how both of these establishments started. Both very different, but both have thrived in their own special way. Take us through that.
Well, you know, I bought this place about 10 years ago. It was called Mr. B's. It was a sports club, and a sports bar and a nightclub. And we had some space in the basement that wasn't really being used. I had a bar down there. And I got the idea for my son to open a speakeasy. And so I went out and kind of visited him in Denver and saw these speakeasies, and I said, wow, this is really cool. And I came out and I basically opened Johnny's. And, you know, we were really one of the first speakeasies in Detroit. And, you know, our logic is that we're one of the only ones that you really can't find by looking for a sign or a door, which makes it a real speakeasy. But yeah, we started about 5 years ago. It's been super successful for us. It's a great restaurant. Then a couple of years ago when the pandemic hit, we were faced with a lot of challenges, you know, social distancing, limited hours, and it really was tough to run a sports bar / nightclub, because I really didn't know how you could run a nightclub with social distancing. You know, it's just not that kind of environment. So I thought, well, you know, let's make upstairs more like downstairs, you know, and let's go to a more refined product where we have more spread out tables. And that's exactly what we did. So we opened up Alchemy. You know, Johnny's has always been super successful because it's very unique. It's just a unique adventure. You know, the way you come in, the way you get a reservation, the secret code, you can't really, you know, there's no sign on the door. You go through a meat locker, and it's kind of cool. And it's hard to beat that in terms of uniqueness. So when we opened up Alchemy, I said, well, let's go farm to table, you know, and I started establishing a lot of relationships with farmers, and let's go art. So we've got kind of an art gallery feel here. And, you know, we both establishments really have a very best-in-class bar program. It's kind of one of our hallmarks. I mean, we probably have arguably the best liquor collection in Oakland County. And we're really very proud of that. Up in Alchemy, we've also distinguished ourselves through our wine program. We have 3 sommeliers on staff and a great wine list. And we have, you know, very artisan food here. This is not a bar food kind of place. It's someplace you come for really international food that's creatively made with farm-to-table quality product. And we pride ourselves on being a good place for people to sit around, have a great dinner and a great conversation, or dates or anniversaries, and just kind of chill out and enjoy yourself and enjoy some great product, you know.
We're with Chef Johnny Prep. No, seriously, Johnny Prep. That is his name. He belongs with us. We belong with him. And we're with him now, and we're happy to be with him at his fine establishment, Alchemy, and also Johnny's Speakeasy, which is not open yet. Of course, it's secretive. It's late. All of this, though, started for you back in college when you were studying to be a mechanical engineer. You were a former football player for Bo Schembechler at Michigan, an offensive lineman after a standout career. I mean, you have great roots with football. You have a great variety in many things, including being a chef and an engineer.
Well, you know, my background is kind of varied. I mean, I did start off in engineering and kind of grew up in the tool and die business, so I leaned towards engineering. But food was always my passion. My mom was a great cook, and I learned to cook when I was a little kid. And even when I was in college, I used to cook for my house and for my fraternity brothers. And, you know, everybody knew I could cook, you know, and I had that passion my whole life. And even though I was in manufacturing for about 35 years, I used to be, you know, in the injection molding business. I still cooked a lot, and I travel a lot, you know, so I had exposure to a lot of international cuisine, which is what a lot of what we feature here, and that's why, because it's my background. But it's always been my passion, and you know, I was in the automotive industry back in 2008. It was a tough time in that industry. Car companies were going bankrupt and stuff, and I said, you know, I decided just to kind of follow my passion because that was just getting kind of old. And I did. You know, I wrote a couple cookbooks. I went to culinary school, went to Schoolcraft College. I really enjoyed that. You know, I did some TV work for Zoop restaurants, and finally I just said, hey, I'm going to buy a restaurant. You know, so I kind of went shopping, and I found Mr. B's. It was, you know, kind of an iconic place that had been around a long time. They had made money for a long time. I thought, well, you know, that would give me a little cushion. It would be hard to screw that up. We had like 10,000 covers coming through the door, you know, so if I made mistakes, I'd still survive. And, you know, I got into it, and I've really evolved the place quite significantly. You know, I worked very hard at making great hamburgers and sandwiches and nachos and wings, but you know, there's just a limit to what you can do with that stuff. And now it's, you know, it's pad thai, and it's you know, fillets and homemade pastas and homemade bread, focaccia here. You know, Thai street ribs and crab cakes and, you know, arancini and some of the things that I just really love. You know, we've got Thai food here, we got Indian food here. It's just lots of flavor. You know, we're blessed to have like 10 farmers in the thumb that grow for us. They even put some plants in our window. We grow a little lettuce in our window and herbs in our window here. You know, we're kind of blessed to be able to work with that kind of product. We're a very sustainable company. We're one of the first 7 restaurants in the United States to get internationally certified in the Make Food Not Waste program, which we're very proud of. We've saved, I believe, close to 14,000 pounds of CO2 from going into the atmosphere this year through our composting program. So we feel really good about that. And, you know, we got a great team here. Really, really enjoy working with the people that work here. I think we all kind of buy into the vision of what we're trying to create. And it is a bit of a vision, you know. I mean, we really try to create experiences here and having fun with it, you know, so.
I think the neat part about it is you can spend a night up here at Alchemy, and then you can go downstairs to Johnny's Speakeasy, and they kind of play off each other nicely, I suppose. Was that intentional, and how has that gone in the business model?
It really wasn't necessarily intentional. I mean, it was intentional to make them of the same ilk, because when I was a nightclub, it was very difficult. You almost had to separate customers. But now, yeah, now you can come here and get 2 experiences in the same night without moving your car. You know, people really enjoy that, you know. A little more laid back upstairs, you know, it's a little bit more chill. It's a little bit more of a pure dining experience. Downstairs, a little higher energy. We play a little electro swing, you know, and it's a little more hipper down there, I guess you might say. So you get a little bit of both, you know, and you know, we like theater here, so you know, our drinks are kind of theatrical, you know, along with sophisticated. You know, we burn things and we smoke things and we dry ice things and we fog things, you know, and try to, you know, give the customer a little thrill sometimes when we bring the plate to the table. But at the end of the day, it's just about having a great experience and great product, you know.
What can you tell us about some of the generous food you've donated to our crew here tonight? Just maybe take us through a few of the items that we'll have and experience here during this day.
Well, you know, you kind of motivated me. I'll be honest with you, because, you know, honestly, we do not specialize in finger food. We really don't, you know. But you had our Thai street ribs, and I threw that out to you, and you said, oh, they might get their hands messy. But then after you ate them, you said, okay, we'll do the Thai street ribs.
They're a must.
Yeah.
They're no longer optional.
So we're definitely going to bring some of those. But, you know, I created like this meatball slider. So we make these meatballs with all our trimming from our prime New York strips, you know, and we cook them in a bolognese sauce. And then we serve them here, stuffed with some homemade ricotta cheese. But we also make focaccia here. And it's made with like the sourdough bread. That's really awesome. So we made slider buns out of that focaccia, and we put the meatballs on the focaccia. So you're going to have our first batch of focaccia, New York prime meatball, bolognese sauce sliders. And we'll probably throw maybe a couple other sliders at you while we're at it too. You know, maybe
That's special.
Maybe we'll do some crab cake sliders for you.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate it.
No problem.
We're going to enjoy it. And how can folks, if they look, I know it's part of the business model. It's kind of hard to get to. It's kind of secretive. But when you want to promote it, how do you promote the Speakeasy and, of course, Alchemy as well?
Well, you can get reservations for both on Open Table. You know, that's kind of our primary source for reservations, other than our text line. I mean, our text line is 248-794-1261. And if you text that number and give us your name and time you want to come and number of guests, we will send you the secret code and how to get into the Speakeasy. Upstairs in Alchemy, you can get a reservation on Open Table, or you can just come in. We take walk-ins up here at Alchemy. And either way, works great. And we're open Thursday through Sunday nights. And, you know, we'd love to host anybody. It's kind of like my house, you know. I like to welcome people here.
We really appreciate it. We'll see you perhaps later tonight, if we can talk Alex Westfall into it. Thank you so much for the food, for the generosity, for having us into both establishments. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your success.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Nice to see you.
That's Johnny Prep. We're at halftime of the Prep's coverage of Gridiron Game Day between Bishop Foley and Royal Oak Shrine. We're back with halftime festivities coming back right after this.
I found my way to the Royal Oak Shrine sideline. Brent Widows has been kind enough to join me. Coach, thanks for waiting around and finding the time for us. First of all, what'd you say to your team at halftime? What were the words you sent to your team as a message?
We're in the game. We're in the game. 3 big plays. That's all we did. We gave up 3 big plays. We made a couple silly plays in the red zone. We're millimeters away from scoring and being on top.
It's interesting you say that, because in talking to Brian at the end of the first half, he said, I've been in games where we've been down 20, 21 points, and we've come back to win. And you told me before the game that you're in your first year, you're rebuilding the culture at this program. We talked about that this week. But you told me, and I want you to echo what you told me in regards to your players about how you feel they're really getting it, even though the results aren't there yet for your team.
Well, they're hungry. You know, they want their goals. They know what their goals are. It's not just wanting it isn't good enough. They understand that they're actually putting their money where their mouth is, right? And so they're grinding it out, and they're fighting. They're fighting for every little bit, and every day they get a little bit better, and they know that their goal is someday to be a champion, you know, and that's what we're going after.
Biggest adjustment or adjustments you have to make here to begin this third?
You know, we can't turn over the ball. I mean, we just can't. Two interceptions, regardless if it's a backup quarterback or not. We can't do that. He's a great kid. He'll bounce back. And then ultimately, it's just playing fundamental football, staying on our blocks, making tackles, no arm tackles, and just executing night football.
Thanks for this, Brent. We'll let you get with your team. Good luck in the second half and the rest of the way this year.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys. Yep.
Brent Widows, head coach of Royal Oak Shrine, joining us here, and he's got a team to coach, guys, so he's going to get back to it. Back to you guys. Start of the third here on the Prep.
Hey, thanks, Ben. Take a look at some highlights from that first half.
Yeah, you see here Shrine getting off to a good start, deep pass. And this is, you thought, oh man, this is going to be their first points of the game. They had a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line, but unfortunately some penalties brought it back. Some good defensive plays by Bishop Foley. You see a nice play there. And then is that big number 17 with the nice stiff arm, stretching this out for a nice 15 to 20-yard play. And Bishop Foley has just kind of been dominating the ball. There's the one trick play, and the man of the hour so far, number 10, Noah Kronk Kohler, with his first touchdown of the night. There he is with an interception. And then, of course, he had another touchdown. He also had the 2-point conversion, another interception for Bishop Foley there. But we've also seen a lot of good running from number 7, Mason Kanar. What does he have? 9 carries for 65 yards and a touch already in the first half. There's that touchdown for you. Just battle strong and tested. We kind of compared him to David Montgomery earlier. There's that 2-point conversion that's put him up 14-0. And then, of course, Shrine with another big interception. Number 14, Kobe Martino. And then there it is, that big play that coach was just talking about that they let up. Number 10, Noah Kronk Kohler with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And that takes us to 20-0. Here we go, second half of football live from Madison Heights. No more sun in the sky. It's nighttime. It's Friday. It's Michigan. It's high school football. Let's get it.
It's hoodie weather as well.
Yep.
A little sprinkle in the air right at halftime. Kronk Kohler booms this one, bad ankle and all, to the 5-yard line. Returnable for Shrine, looking to get loose for the first time today. Got a block, got a seam to the 40-yard line, powering up to the 43. That's a good start for Nate Alba and company.
And if you're Royal Oak Shrine, it's almost a game within the game at this point. You know, you haven't scored a point here now in 10 quarters, right? Getting on the board should be your first objective. Then we'll talk about winning the game. But first, let's knock off the easy thing. Let's just get in the end zone, which hasn't been the easy thing.
Well, let's face it, these are young players. We've talked about it all throughout this broadcast. It's unfortunately probably in the back of their mind, but they'll try to put it out here in the second half.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it should be in the back of your mind, but the longer it goes, the more it just like weighs on you. It becomes a topic.
High snap, handled fine, little tight window. Tackled in the end is Nick Shrake as he tried to make that catch.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of man coverage out of Bishop Foley. You know, they are manning up athlete to athlete and saying, try to beat us. That time the ball was a little bit behind the wide receiver, but I like that play call by Shrine. Here's a good look at the play. See, just a little bit on that back shoulder. If he's able to throw that low and in front of him, the receiver can go down low, protect his body, and make that catch.
So this Shrine offense moves a little bit slower than Foley wants. Unfortunately, that's not going to play into their factor. The clock is stopped because of the pass that dribbled past. We'll see if they move a little bit quicker here in the second half.
Oh, that was an interesting play. Number 10, Kronk Kohler, we've been highlighting. He saw the man go in motion. He thought the play was starting, and he reached out and shoved the wide receiver on the far end. So a little bit of encroachment by the defense. Take a look at him at the bottom of the screen. So he just reached out and touched the wide receiver. Can't do that, unfortunately.
So it brings up 2nd and 5 here to the 48 of Shrine. A little hard count for Tisco and company. He rolls out, picked off again. He got that 1 foot in bounds. Gabe Martino has been money in that area today.
Yeah, and you know, he's kind of been a victim to the depth on Bishop Foley. He would have been playing years ago, and you can see why tonight. And there he is, cutting in front of the wide receiver. Great undercut, great hands on that. And then once again, we're talking about it. These guys that go both ways. He's got great hands because he's also your wide receiver.
There's a lot to that as well. You got to secure it with them kind of running down on you, and you also have the sideline in play as well. Need just 1 foot in high school, but still. They fake the handoff to Martino. It's a wildcat situation for Mason Kennard. He's going to gain just 2, and that's a rarity. He doesn't gain 6, 7, 8, 9 yards on first down. It seems more often than not that's what we're seeing today.
Yeah, and that's a rarity that they go wildcat. I think that's the first time we saw that today, but you see the quarterback still down here. Looks like they may be running the wildcat again. Maybe they saw something in that first half that they think they can exploit.
Dobek is actually bottom of your screen right now.
Yep. See another trick play coming out.
Kennard gonna hand it off. Martino looking for the edge. Has the 45 to the 40. He's got a first down. Staying in bounds. Running through 4 or 5 Knights. First down plus about 4.
Now listen, I'm not going to talk about Dobek on this play, but if you go back and watch his blocking, you can tell why he's the quarterback. He was just trying not to get hurt on that play, and I don't blame him. Look at him at the top of the screen, just looking for somebody hit. I'm going to push the pile a little bit. I'm over here safe to play another den.
Little bunch formation, trip to the right. Dobek back in his comfort spot here. Kennard up the middle. It's an easy 3 for him.
Yeah, just a consistent falling forward with Kennard all night long. I mean, if you could start off a drive with 4, 5, 6-yard chunk plays, it does a lot for your offense and a lot for your offensive coordinator. It's like a little bit of miscommunication getting this play in. Is there a penalty on it? They're moving them back.
Must have been. I did not see one. It's now 10 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown for Kanar. That one wiped off the board, though.
7 yards a carry good? I heard that's good.
It sure is. There he is again out of the backfield for the catch. Both of these two teams like to do that. Gets just a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage.
And we mentioned it in the first half, though. You see this kid run towards contact. He is not afraid. He catches this ball. He could easily try to bust that to the sideline, pick up a couple of yards, but he's like, no, I see 5 white jerseys, I'm going at him.
Bishop Foley content to wind down this clock. That's not a bad idea. They have control of this game, and they can even milk it even further. Clock already down to 8:25 here in the third. Looking for Kanar, pops it over the top. Kanar, spin cycle again, staying on his feet. He can do a little bit of everything.
But there it is. That's exactly what we're talking about. He easily could have got out of bounds. He had the first down, but you know what he decided to do? Inflict some punishment, inflict some pain, put that left foot in the ground and drive forward, and he ended up getting another 7 yards out of it. That's the type of football player you want. Look at that. Dragging people. It took 3 guys to get him down. Looks like we got a timeout on the field. Bishop Foley up 20, Shrine 0, and we're going to take a quick break. But first, let me tell you about the great school of Bishop Foley.
Getting ready to embark on a new adventure with Bishop Foley Catholic High School. You can join them in Fall 23 for their open house on Sunday, October 29th. Discover why our ventures thrive in a vibrant community that cultivates your passions and starts your journey towards success in high school and beyond. Explore their college preparatory programs, meet their dedicated faculty, staff, coaches, and students, and experience what makes them undeniably Catholic and academically excellent. Don't miss the opportunity to see how they inspire innovation and forge forever friendships as well. Looking for the throw. It's in and out of the hands of Gabe Martino. Attendees who pre-register will be automatically entered in a $1,000 tuition assistance raffle. Mark your calendars and join us on October 29th. It's your chance to unleash your potential, build your legacy, and venture forward into your future. Brings up 4th down and short here. 1 to go. Guess who they give it to? For 1 plus about 3.
Yeah, and that's probably why they went for it on that 3rd down. They knew 4th and 1, we're going to run the ball right up the middle, so why not try to bomb it to the end zone here? And I like that strategy by the coach.
Back to the hurry up, looking for the screen, complete. Kronk Kohler working the sidelines quite well of these ventures to begin the third. He gains 9.
Yeah, Kronk Kohler with a great run, able to turn the corner there, and we got to give it up to his wide receivers that were in front of him blocking it down the field. That's how those big plays happen, wide receivers blocking.
2nd and 1 to go. Ball inside the 15. Exchanging personnel here. That's big Sante Valdez, 6'1" wide receiver, trotting out there.
And Colby Martin limping off the field a little bit, favoring that ankle.
Valdez going to go bottom of your screen here. Whirled over the middle. That's a 1st down for Mason Kanar in the ventures. Up to the 11, 7:37 still to play here in the third.
And you can tell Bishop Foley's just comfortable right now, right? Getting them in these 2nd, 3rd short downs, and then just handing it off with your big back. Big number 7 falling forward for 3 yards at a chunk.
Officials timeout here. Another man down.
Oh, that is Kanar down. That could be a big, big injury for Bishop Foley.
We're going to step aside. 20-0, the lead for the Ventures. Hope he's okay. Check on him when we get back.
I love Bishop Foley because honestly, the whole school is just one big community. I remember coming into the school freshman year. Right from the start, just everyone was talking to everyone. Seniors were encouraging me to try my hardest, and everyone was just really open to talk to everyone.
I love Bishop Foley because it's opened so many doors for me, and I have so many opportunities to join clubs and sports that if I went to a public school I probably wouldn't have. I'm in clubs all the way from Key Club doing community service and Cathletes, where I can be with my fellow athletes and we can go to grade schools and read stories to the kindergarten classes.
You're proactively going to Mass, you're going to adoration, you're praying with your classmates, and that kind of really helped you to become a family.
When I came to Bishop Foley, I just immediately felt welcome and like it was my spot.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
If your company wants to make the turn to the next level, make sure you contact Make the Turn, an award-winning digital marketing firm based right here in Metro Detroit. Founded by Mike Sullivan and Kyle Bogey in 2019, they've quickly grown to a full team of professionals who create custom marketing solutions to help grow your business. Maybe you have a great marketing department and you want to get just 10% better, or maybe you're a business owner who wants a marketing director without the full-time salary. It's worth visiting MakeTheTurn.com and checking out all their great examples and reviews.
Looking for Martino on the goal line. He is dragged into the end zone. Touchdown Foley. It's a 4-score game.
Martino making the turn to the end zone for the touchdown. Sorry, I had to. I could not pass up that transition. But no, Martino's had a heck of a game, too. You know, when we do the G brand player, the G of the game, we got a couple people that we could throw in this mix.
Sure do.
Martino has definitely been there, not only on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. You got Kronk Kohler, and then, of course, Mason Kennard.
That kick is no good, even though it booms past the uprights.
Another look at it. Just power, absolute power, coming from big number 17, Gabe Martino. Like we said, having a big day, both sides of the ball. Takes the score to 26-0 right here at Madison Heights. Ever-changing real estate and mortgage lending world, the importance of a true professional has never been higher. At Success Mortgage Partners, our mission is for every borrower to receive a level 10 service, and our goal is to get you the lowest rate possible. We want you to have an experience of a lifetime. Navigating a turbulent market like this needs to be handled by the real professionals. Call Todd Barr at 734-674-6154 and put 20 years of local knowledge to use for you and your family. Success Mortgage Partner Incorporated supports equal housing opportunity. NMLS ID number 130562. This is informational only and is not an effective offer, credit, or commitment to lend. Contact Success Mortgage Partners Incorporated to learn more about the eligibility of your mortgage experience.
Some more room off this kickoff. This has a chance to be their best yet. Nate Alba, once again, spreads his way up to the 47-yard line, and Alba looks like he's cramping now.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's cramping up whenever you're holding up like that. And you know what that is? That's a sign that you're playing both ways, right? You're going offense, you're going defense. He's on kick return. And sometimes, you know, we're only 3 games into the season. It's kind of a cool night. May have exhausted a little bit too much. I like those black uniforms, too. Hi, Mom.
These crosses are sharp on the helmet as well. Kind of a different look.
Yeah, they got great logo for Bishop Foley. They got that Viking-looking guy with the cross right on the front of his head. I'm sure he has a specific name.
We've had a decent amount of injury timeouts so far today. We've had a decent amount of penalties as well. 9 penalties for 100 yards for Bishop Foley. It hasn't mattered quite yet.
Well, you know, when you're looking at the stats of the game and you're looking at the rushing yards, I mean, Bishop Foley has 105 on the ground, and Shrine only has 4 rushing yards on the ground. Well, let's take a look at Shrine's profile here. Go ahead. Let us know.
Yeah, 3-6 last year, but this is a team that's made some deep runs in the playoffs. John Goddard, one of their famous head coaches a few coaches ago, unfortunately, he's passed, but he put together quite the program over the years. He was right up there in terms of length of stays with the Ports of the world as well, like we talked about earlier. Lots of NFL prominence in their time. Jim Seymour, one of their biggest. Kristen Bell, also from Shrine. She was a Knight as well.
Yeah, love that. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Great movie.
First down and 10 for the Knights. Football just shy of venture territory here. Bunched up formation. They go to the Wildcat. That's Foster, and a flag came before the snap, it looked like.
Yeah, a little bit of a jump from the running back number 2 in the backfield. He's got a little bit of an early start. How about last night, watching the Lions play the Kansas City Chiefs, that right tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs, false starting on every single play, and they didn't call it. They finally called it with 2 minutes left. It took them from 4th and 20 to 4th and 25, but every single play that guy was false starting.
Well, that's the difference of the old regime to the new regime. The Lions might not have won a game like that without calls like that.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't cry about it, didn't focus on it, but my goodness, those were blatant.
1st and 15, football in the 42, 4 wide. Shrine looking to run, and they ran into a brick wall. Brewer got his paw in there. His teammates will help him out. Looks like David Malinowski dragged at the back of the pile that time. He's going to gain a few. 2nd and 13 upcoming.
Yeah, Gabe Martino, once again, we've been talking about him. He just scores that touchdown. And you look at him on the defensive end, great contain right there, turning that play right back up the middle. That's why a lot of these little sweeps aren't working, because of the contain, and the defensive end's been able to push up the field and turn that guy back in.
So 2nd and 13. That's one thing that Foley has done extremely well today. Get themselves in great positions come 2nd down and 3rd down when they needed it. I mean, haven't needed it a lot tonight.
Just pop some confetti in the student section. Feeling good over there.
Did we get some of that? Over the middle, just a little slant for their tight end Grant Polton that time. 3rd and 13. There they are.
There they are. Bright as can be. I've been waiting for Grant Polton to get a little more active in this game. You can see the size advantage he has over the defensive back trying to cover him. And, you know, he's a basketball guy. He can box out. He can play that role. Just wondering why they haven't thrown a couple jump balls to him, or at least tried it.
Yeah, his head coach said he does a really good job getting open in general, but haven't seen it so far here today. He's the kicker for Shrine. That hasn't been a factor for them quite yet. 3rd and 13, a big one if they want to stay in this game with Foley up 26-0. Trips to the far side. Looks like the Ventures might have jumped, maybe not quite too far enough. Tisco up the middle, and a late flag comes in from behind. He regained the original line of scrimmage there.
Mitchell Brewer just came in and jumped on his back and rode him down. Look at big number 77 with those bear paws coming in. You're not going to go far with that guy on your back.
Tackle number 7 for Brewer today.
It's like a penalty on Bishop Foley. Face mask, so 15 yards.
So it's now 11 for 115 yards today.
There's been some penalties, that's for sure.
Moves them inside Bishop Foley territory. They haven't had a problem getting in this area. This is 3 or 4 times already. We've seen them twice in the red zone.
And that's what their coach was talking about to Ben at halftime. You know, they've come out and they're so close, right? They're just inches away. They're a play away. They're an offsides away. They're a turnover away. But those things just keep happening, and it's got to be frustrating.
Hard count here. They don't bluff. And looking for the aforementioned Polton. A little late on that one. Another man down. And it looks like maybe another cramp here.
Yeah, you can tell he just pulled up right away. And if you're Shrine, you know, you got to keep passing the ball. If anything Shrine must take out of this game, it's getting that first touchdown out of the way of the season. You see the medical staff out there just giving them some water for that cramp. You know what? Why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back. The score is 26-0. Bishop Foley in the lead on a beautiful football Friday night right here on the Prep. Got to give a big shout out to McFarland Electronics. We're your one-stop AV guy for all your home automation needs, whether it's your network, motorized blinds, automated lighting scenes, TV frames, rings, Sonos, and many, many more. We are also your outdoor TV and speaker specialists. Can get your backyard ready for the big game this fall. You will not be disappointed. As in football tradition, we are the back shoulder throw of AV. Give us the ball, the best speakers on earth, the best systems on earth. Let me, being McFarland Electronics, help you with your digital needs.
You could use one of those little studios in your new house, huh?
I definitely could. I got to call them to rewire the basement. The people before us had this weird surround sound system, like from the 80s. It's bizarre.
It's time.
Yeah, it's time to upgrade.
Second down and 10 for the Knights inside the 40 of Foley. Tisco on the run. Some space developing for him. Still on his feet. He's going to gain 12.
Nice run by Tisco there. And the reason he was able to string it out even more was the freshman Hunter Wyatt out there on outside blocking as a wide receiver. And that's huge to see a freshman at varsity football out there blocking on the end. And if you watch him at the top of your screen, number 10, look, watch this block. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Able to pick up another 7 yards because of that young man.
7th rush tonight. He was in the negative before that one. He's now gained 5 positive yards, but that speaks to the front 7 of Bishop Foley, putting on a lot of pressure all night.
Well, that's what their coach said at halftime. You know, they're a man-to-man defense, and they bring a lot of pressure. And pressure is tough. Even, you know, like Tom Brady, greatest quarterback of all time. When did he struggle? When he was under a lot of pressure. You know, had the Giants beat him a couple times. He was under a lot of pressure.
Looking to run up the middle once again. Looking 4 on first down there.
A direct snap there.
It was Foster again.
And that's the first time we've seen that direct snap right to Foster. You know what? If you're Shrine, start trying stuff, right? Go for it. Open up the playbook. Do a reverse, do a pass. That's what Bishop Foley did to get on the board today and kind of break things open.
We kind of saw that sweep get them, you know, in motion a little bit in that first half in times.
Yeah, so maybe you want run a counter off that or do something special. Same kind of lineup.
Foster going to take the direct snap again. Nothing there on the interior, though. Bishop Foley clogging up the middle.
You know, I like the idea. I like what Coach is trying to do there. You give yourself some extra lead blockers, hoping that they can kind of lead the way. But Bishop Foley is just too stout up front, and they are getting the stops when they need them.
Clock ticking. If you're Shrine as well, inside 4 minutes.
Yeah, if I'm Shrine, I'm busting out a trick play here. It's third down. Needed, what, 7, 8 yards.
Tisco out there with Parada. Extra guy to block. They've got 4 wide. Tisco wants to throw. Heaving a shot into the corner, and you could see his receiver kind of turning around late. He looked one direction, then realized, oh, I got to go right. That's Alba. The clock frozen at 33.
That's what we were talking about with Shrine. They're just, inches away. If that's an over the shoulder, over the right shoulder, that's a completed touchdown. But since the wide receiver had to turn back and look for it over his left shoulder, look, he throws that, he leads him to his right, he's there. But he had to turn back, and it slowed him down just a touch to where they couldn't get that touchdown.
And it's been Tisco's game right now. We saw Barbado starts here today, the number 1. Not sure if maybe he re-aggravated an injury that he had earlier. We haven't seen him since. Tisco sends a man in motion. He'll keep it, and dragging him right away is Donovan Mahone. As Bishop Foley's going to take it on back.
That was an interesting call on 4th down. You can tell they're uncomfortable passing it. When we're looking at the stats for today so far, look at the time of possession. Bishop Foley's really only had the ball 7 minutes. Shrine has definitely occupied the majority of the game with the ball. They've done the damage between the 20s, but once they get in the red zone, it's just been trouble.
.316 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's kind of slowed quite a bit. We've had a few chains of possession, some injuries, some more penalties as well, as Tad Joe Beck leads his offense back out there. The 6'2 junior, one of the best baseball players here at what is a baseball school. It's been that way for a while. A guy that's really improved over his career, Dobek. Here he is again. Perfect ball over the shoulder. Look out, Valdez. Wisniewski makes the difference on the tackle, and now he's hurt.
Yeah, great angle of pursuit by Owen Wisniewski there, but an even better play call by Bishop Foley. And you can tell the sideline is fired up. We were just talking about Dobek being a great baseball player, showing off the arm on that. Talked about on the last possession, the ball's over the right shoulder. And look at that, perfect in stride.
Inside the 25, Kanar scampers his way to the 13.
What a luxury it is to have a Kennard in the backfield, isn't it?
It's fun to watch. They had Jackson Zider for 4 years, dynamic, really from freshman to senior year. He's off playing college ball now, but Kennard trying to make a difference in his first real season in the limelight. 2nd and 1, and we have some more movement on the Shrine side, it looks like.
And I think, actually, that penalty would help Shrine because there's 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen right now, but only 1 defender on them. I don't know if that's how the defense was meant to be lined up, but I would expect Bishop Foley to maybe throw a little bubble screen up top.
Kind of staying that way. One man lurching over to that direction. They'll throw.
There's
the
bubble
screen. Shoulder shrugged a man all the way in. Gabe Martino. Have a day.
And there you see it. We called it right before the play, the bubble screen up top. You just have numbers up there. And you didn't even need to get a block if you got a stiff arm like that. My goodness.
Put that on a poster, huh?
Yeah, you're going to slow that down. He's going to throw that up on his Instagram and tag everybody that you know.
Here's Kronk Kohler. Booming one through, and Bishop Foley has a 33-0 lead with just over 2 minutes left to go in this 3rd quarter. Van All Ventures here today in the prep.
Why so quiet?
Gabe Martino finds his way into the end zone to give Bishop Foley a 33-0 lead. He has 3 interceptions today. A touchdown on the receiving end now, and 3 rushes for 36 yards and a touchdown on the ground. That's an overall line, isn't it?
Iron Man football.
Shrine's been good in the return game. Haven't broke one past the 50 quite yet, but they've gotten into the 40, 45 quite a bit, and Nate Alba has been the guy.
Yeah, that is one highlight you can take away, but, you know, you don't want your highlights to be kick returns because that means the other team's scoring a lot.
Take a look at Brian Barnes on the sideline, leading this team for his 7th year. We talked about it off here, 42-19 all-time record. Spent some time with the Warriors of Wayne State as well. And graduated Clawson just down the street, even closer than the Shrine little rivalry here.
I love the fun fact. Thinks his dad jokes are top of the line. We all do. That's why they're so amazing.
He even has some of his girls in class. That's unique.
That'd be tough. I couldn't imagine my dad being my teacher. But, you know, when you're a teacher at this level, obviously he's teaching while he's coaching. He's teaching in the classroom. These are the type of people that help everything in this society move to a better place. 2:24, they're yelling up for the count, for the clock. Got to give a shout out to Ali Hadi hanging out today. Alex Westfall. Got Minnie Westfall here with a beautiful mustache.
Little screen play met immediately. Boy, they've been hawking the balls in the backfield. Martino, I can do everything.
I mean, we've talked about it. The G of the game that comes up after the 4th quarter. Who are we going to name? Martino has had a heck of a game. Look at this hit. A little bit of helmet to helmet, but that's okay. I don't mind. Face mask was up, so that's okay. But, man, Bishop Foley starting to get a little loose when you got that 33-point lead. And I believe once it gets to 35, it's a running clock, correct?
Yep, that's correct. Unless there's a score, an injury, or a timeout. So just 2 away from that. Any score going forward will get us there, even a safety. 5 wide for the Knights here. No space for Patrick Nichols. Does break free right at the end of the run to get back to that original line of scrimmage. You're just shy of it.
And they fumbled forward, and they were able to fall on it. Mitchell Brewer, though, with a great defensive play, able to scrape down that line of scrimmage and just, we talked about it. Once this big guy falls on you, it is tough. Look at that, him coming down, forcing the fumble, too. And the coach highlighted him before the game, and he was one of our key players, and I'm glad he did that because it's been fun to watch big number 77 work tonight.
We're paraphrasing a bit, but we've heard a lot from both of these 2 head coaches coming into this game, how the younger players need confidence, they need game reps. I mean, a game like this might go a long way for Bishop Foley. Only getting their first victory and some of their nice touchdowns today, but this could maybe propel them to good middle of the season as we already enter week 4 next week. It's Polton on the slant.
And that's the guy I've been waiting for all game long. I've been calling for him since the 1st quarter. I would love to see him get more involved in this Shrine offense. You could tell just his size, his stature. He's the biggest guy out there for him. Use him. Hard to bring down, too, once he gets that ball in his hand.
So that brings up 4th down and 3 up to the 46, and that will send us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Bishop Foley running away with this one on their home turf. And the rivalry matchup between the Knights and the Venturers here tonight.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Hey guys, I've been enjoying listening to you talk about who's going to be the G of the game, and there are a bunch of options. Right now, I would sway towards number 10 for Foley, but we'll see how the fourth quarter ends up here. So, as we know in sports, so many different tangled webs. People know people from generations ago, and they've grown up together, or they have cousins or uncles or whatever it might be that connect them to sports. And in this game, Brent Widows, the head coach of Royal Oak Shrine, applied for the Royal Oak Shrine job 6 years ago. He had support from the guy he's coaching against tonight, Brian Barnes. And Brian Barnes basically told Royal Oak Shrine's athletic director and their executive staff, like, this is a guy I would hire. As it turns out, I talked to both coaches about this before the game tonight, and Brent Widows was ready to send his son Caleb, who's a lineman and defensive player as well, for his dad now at Shrine, to play for Brian Barnes. So just a tangled web, and really a great part of this rivalry, just the connection, the closeness, and the respect and show of support that's on both sides. So there you go, guys. We'll send it back up top for the fourth.
Well, you love to hear those kind of stories. Thanks, Ben. And I feel like you do hear a lot of those kind of things in the Catholic League as well. Maybe you're kind of a legacy person. You decide whether to go to where your dad went or where your mom went, or maybe you're going to change it up and go here. But cool to hear.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're a part of the Catholic League, you know, and I went to Orchard Lake St. Mary's, while you're in it, it's like, all right, I don't like Brother Rice. All right, I don't like Catholic Central. All right, I don't like Bishop Foley.
Right.
But then once you graduate and you're in college, you run across each other, it's like, oh, wait, you're in the Catholic League?
Right.
There's a bigger bond besides your school at that point. And the Catholic League does a really good job of being a family.
I don't know about you. I'm a UD Cub, but
you went to UD.
I see UD gear everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I go. I'm sure it's the same for a lot of these Catholic League schools as well. Alumni.
Yeah, and even these small schools, you know, that's what I used to tell people about St. Mary's. Like, we graduated 98 kids in my class, but it felt like there's St. Mary's alumni everywhere. And I'm sure Bishop Foley and Shrine feel the same way. Even though you're a small school, these people are so spread out in so many different walks of lives that you run into your classmates everywhere.
Barbado back out there. It's Tisco who does take the snap, fades right, hits his man, gains a first down up to the 25. That was Polton who hauled it in there, and Polton, unfortunately, is hobbled now.
Yeah, lots of cramps tonight. You see both teams cramping up, and that's what you see when you got a lot of guys going both ways. But there's that big body Polton again. I mean, look how easy this pitch and catch is, and look how hard that big fella is to bring down. I mean, 5, 6 guys. There's only 11 on defense. Took 6 of them to bring him down.
33-0 the Foley lead here. First downs, 15 Foley, 10 for Shrine. That's a bit surprising that's so close given the score, but it goes back to the time of possession again as well.
Yeah, and like we said, Shrine's done a good job moving the ball between the 20s. It's just when it comes to putting that ball in the end zone, they just can't get it done for some reason. And, you know, they're going on 12 quarters without scoring.
Setting another man in motion, Tisco. Play action to him. He gained 3 up the middle. Did he cough up that ball at the end there?
Yeah, it looked like it. And once again, I mean, we've been calling his name all day. Mitchell Brewer coming in, throwing that shoulder, causing another fumble. That's his second forced fumble this quarter. Watch big number 77 come in here. You're holding him up, boom. 77 hits you hard.
Malinowski diving all over that ball. Looked like Genuine was in there as well.
Yeah, if you're Shrine at this point, you're almost playing for a moral victory. Yeah, I mean, you know you're not going to be able to come back 33 points in 9 minutes, but you got to get in the end zone before the end of this game.
looking that way now. Up the guts and caught. J.C. Foster, he's run the Wildcat a few times today. Haven't seen him in the passing game, but hauls in a grab as they push inside the 10 for the third time tonight.
Yeah, Foster, we highlighted him earlier in the game, and he's had a few moments, but not quite a breakout yet. But that's a big play, and here goes Shrine knocking on the doorstep again. You're hoping that a penalty or something like that, a fumble or a big negative play doesn't stop him on this drive.
He's got Honey in the backfield here. Delayed give to Foster. He hits the 5. Second and goal.
And I know I've mentioned it a couple times tonight, but Bishop Foley has done such a great job with their defensive ends, coming up the field but not over pursuing. And every single time they run that little flare reverse, they're forcing that running back or wide receiver to cut right up the middle, turn them back into the defense.
Foster, one of those young freshmen. They said they want to build around going forward. A lot of wiggle for him. We've seen it at times today. Not as much as the Knights have liked, I'm sure. Tisco. Hit. Couldn't even get it off once again.
Who else? Big number 17. What a game he has had, and I think, is that the play that takes him to the G of the game? Does that put him over the top of Kronk Kohler? We'll see. He just blew through the entire line and lit up the quarterback for Shrine. And that's what I was talking about. Can you prevent the penalty? Can you prevent the big negative play? And there it is again, rearing its ugly head. Shrine right there on the doorstep, and then a sack.
So 3 interceptions, a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown.
Big sack. Yep.
Missing something, I'm sure. We'll have to get the tackle numbers in a moment, but
I think he brought the team snack too.
Tipped over the middle and dangerous there, looking for Foster. There's another man in the area as well. 4th and goal now.
Well, here you go if you're Shrine. You got to throw the ball into the end zone. The worst thing that's going to happen is it gets tipped and intercepted, and I'm going back to Polton. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see big number 88 line up and throw that man a jump ball and give yourself a 50-50 chance. Here he comes straight to the bottom of your screen. Look how big that guy is compared to everybody else.
3rd time in the red zone for these Knights. And Brewer trying to come on late, and looks like the Ventures have to burn a timeout. We'll take it with them. 33-0. The lead for the home Ventures here tonight on the Prep.
I love Bishop Foley because it makes you feel like a family. You feel like you're at home. The students are amazing. The teachers are also. It makes, it's everything you would want in a school.
I think that Bishop Foley is set apart from other schools because there's so much of a sense of community rather than just being like the Foley Ventures. We're the Foley family.
This is a very close-knit school, so no matter what club you're going into, you're going to know almost everyone in it.
Also, join lots of extracurriculars because it's so important to be a well-rounded student and just work hard at your grades and just be proactive.
Jeremy and Stick with you here. Madison Heights, Michigan, 33-0. Our score midway through this 4th. Shrine putting another decent drive, but can they finish? Not been able to today. Tisco getting ready for this big snap. 4 wide for him. Trips to his left. Sees pressure. One man coming in. He missed him. Check to the left side. Jump ball incomplete. No flags, and Foley holds again.
Well, I do like that play call, though. I've been calling for it all game. They finally went to Big Polton on the jump ball just a little bit too high and out of his reach. Turnover on downs. But you see, I like the roll in the pocket, giving him a little extra time. Just the ball flutters a little too high. Shrine, once again, kept out of the end zone.
I'll get ready to embark on a new adventure with Bishop Foley Catholic High School. Join us this fall for our 2023 open house on Sunday, October 29th. That's coming up just before Halloween. Discover why our ventures strive in a vibrant community that cultivates your passions and starts your journey towards success in high school and beyond. Snap taken over the middle, dump down Martino. A lot of real estate to roam here. He's smacked down at the 27. Explore our college prep programs, meet our dedicated faculty, staff, coaches, and students, and experience what makes us undeniably Catholic and academically excellent. Don't miss this opportunity to see how we inspire innovation, forge forever friendships, and empower young minds to excel both inside and outside the classroom. Attendees who pre-register will be automatically entered in a $1,000 tuition assistance raffle. That's big time. Mark your calendars and join us on October 29th. It's your chance to unleash your potential, build your legacy, and venture forward into your future. First down for those ventures at the 28. Low snap, handled fine. And another first down across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Is that Valdez?
You like that cutback right there by number 21. And this is the good part. I mean, I know these are all young guys playing, but these are the times where you can get some more reps. We're going to be checking in with Ben, our sideline reporters, coming up after this play.
Ventures trying to milk this clock. 5:35 to go in it. Still in a passing formation here. And we got a flag down. Let's send it down to Ben.
Robert Jonai on the carry there. He's the freshman, 5'6", 170, getting a few carries in this game. And Ben is down on the sidelines. And while we got a little break, let's check in with Ben. Ben's got to turn his mic on, and we'll be able to talk to him in seconds. Oh.
We'll try to work that out in a moment here. Ventures are backed up to their own territory. This one now on the 32. Low snap, looking for the pitch forward. Looked like it was ripped away. The Knights think they have it, and they do.
Recovered by number 32, Eli Lamb, the sophomore. And you know what? This is a big moment right now for Shrine. Bishop Foley could have ran that clock out. Another game with a goose egg on the board, but now you got a chance to put points on the board. Ben from the sidelines. There he is. There's our boy. What's going on down there, Big Ben?
Well, I mean, obviously Foley's going to get their first win. And, you know, one of the things in talking to their coach, Brian Barnes, as we did earlier in the week, he said, look, our team is still finding our identity. And he said their mantra is the storm is coming. He said, we know we're close. Watch out. We're going to be there, and we're going to be there eventually. And this certainly could be step number one, guys, in getting them on that path to where they're forming a bit of an identity. A lot of things have happened really good for them, obviously, in this game tonight. They've been really good in all their phases of the game. And they've scored a ton of points. They've made some big plays defensively. So just something I like to talk to coaches about, because these coaches, they all have these signs and these shirts and sweatshirts. They got all these sayings on them, and I think that's a pretty cool saying. So, you know, from a coach whose team last year won the Boys Bowl, won 10 games, was in the state playoffs, and they got a lot of turnover on this team. Young players, as Stick mentioned a couple of minutes ago, they got a lot of young guys in the game now, and they should. And that's how you build your depth. That's how you get guys on the field, get more experience. So just wanted to share that with those out there watching. Guys?
And Ben, they look really comfortable down there, don't they? I mean, that's something that we've seen here today. Over the middle throw. That one thwarted through.
I'm shocked I'm shocked Shrine is still trying to throw it over the middle. That's where they've gotten in nothing but trouble in this game with 4 interceptions, I believe, on the game so far. Yeah, 4 interceptions, and most of them have come with those over the middle passes. So you expect them to kind of work the sidelines. Five minutes left in the game, 33-0. Shrine got to do something to get on the board here. This is where not having a field goal kicker really, impacts you, because had they kicked a field goal game 1 and still lost like 20-3 or whatever, we wouldn't be talking about they haven't scored all season.
Tisco goes one way then the other. Gonna roll it. Just not much there. Great pursuit again by these Ventures in the area. Donovan Mahone. Looked like Jonai was there as well.
Yeah, just great job all night long by Bishop Foley. And their line all the way down that line of scrimmage has stood their ground. They've made sure that Shrine has not been able to turn the corner, and they've just stretched things out.
Second down and a short 5. It's Foster in motion. He's going to get the call. Trickled on the inside, but still a full 2 away from that first down.
I just got an update from the great Pat, or Pat the Stat. I called you Pat the Stat. Look at that. The great Chad Bush. Their last touchdown came the second week, almost the end of the last season. So they haven't scored in 3 out of their 4 last games. That's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, but that's why you got the new coach in here. You can tell they're right on the fringe. Just a couple more plays, couple less penalties, and they're going to put that ball in the end zone.
Clock has hit 3:28. Four wide. Tisco looks to roll that way. Great pursuit and another big loss. Smashed down by Aiden Nickel. Nice little comeback story for him. Broke his leg a few years ago. Non-contact injury, broken leg. Believe it or not, on the JV level. Responded really well.
They called that a fumble and a turnover, too. They didn't just call him down. Yeah, Nickel not only with the sack, but he gets the fumble and the recovery.
Huh.
So the ball was out in another big turnover. Is that 6 turnovers today that Bishop Foley has forced? 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Big defensive stand.
Doing a little bit of everything here today. They give him kudos there on the sideline.
And those are the moments you work so hard for, you know. You get the big hit, you get the fumble, and you get the recovery. The trifecta all on one play.
And the Victors have it 1st and 10. At their own 38-yard line.
Bishop Foley got Jonai checking back in as their running back. I think they're giving Mason Kennard the rest of the evening off at the running back position.
Couple carries in week 1 for Jonai against Pontiac. Valdez comes in at wide out as well. He stacks wide left, top of your screen there.
I see Kennard down there with his helmet off.
A bit of issue with the exchange. They got it off clean, though, as it's Christian Salgado who was in on the tackle.
Loss on the play. Back him up 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Victors.
Yeah, that's been the big debate. Who is going to be the G of the game? We have, number 7, of course, Kennard. Number 17, Gabe Martino, has had a big game on both sides of the ball. And then, of course, number 10, Noah Kronk-Kohler, also has a couple touchdowns. So, I mean, any of those guys you could give the game ball to. I think 17, because of that last sack, I mean, not only if you got a defensive interception, you got 2 touchdowns, a defensive sack, and they're making plays all over the field. What more do you got to do to be the G of the game? That's all I'm asking.
Well, our leader has written down the 3 numbers. I'm putting a check mark by 17. I'll put one for you, too. Is that accurate?
That's got my vote.
All right. So it sounds like 17. He's got the hat in his hand. 17's going to get it here today. Yeah.
At the end of the day, one man will make this call.
The snap flubbed. I think a flag flew on the far side of the field as well. Bishop Foley waving their arms saying, hey, that play's dead anyways.
Looks like Bishop Foley was saying that was an incomplete pass because he was pitching it forward. Oh, is that the G of the game hat? Ooh, they rebranded those. Those look nice. Shout out to the G brand. Here's a nice look at it. See, he's trying to say that that's a pass, and technically that is a pass. So that would be incomplete. I don't know if they're going to call that a fumble, but it looks like they're going to switch the possession over, and Shrine's got another chance to score some points before the end of this game.
A minute 22 to go. And wait a minute. Are they going to say?
I think they may. This is interesting. Because he did throw it forward, but it did almost look like a handoff too. So the officials, depends on what angle they had. And it looks like they're marching it off. The official has the ball in his hand. Putting it down at the 38. But who's got it? Which way are we heading?
We've had some confusions here tonight.
Overall, I think the officials have done a really good job. I mean, high school officiating is a tough job, but it's a super rewarding job, and there's not enough officials for all of these games. So if you're thinking about it and you're watching this game, get on out there. Be an official. Be an umpire. I umpired for a long time, all the way through high school, did some college games, and it's such a fun, different view, and you get to learn a lot about the sport. The students actually got their flag guy running around waving the flag right now.
Everybody having some fun tonight on the Ventures side. It's been an all-around good day for them.
Yeah, they're going to have some fun tonight at a Madison Heights house party somewhere.
And back deep at the 35 here for Shrine.
Okay, so they did call an incomplete pass. And Foley is going to punt, but Shrine wants a timeout. We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back to see the end of this game. A minute 22 left. Bishop Foley 33, Shrine 0. Looking to put the ball in the end zone for the first time this season.
Bishop Foley Catholic is a co-ed college preparatory high school with a strong Catholic identity and long-standing traditions. Our students thrive spiritually, in the classroom, on the field, in the community. Bishop Foley Catholic is a family. We are proud of our 57 CHSL championships and 19 state championships. Go Ventures!
Well, Bishop Foley scored first in this one. 6:51 mark in that first quarter. A 12-play, 61-yard drive. Their other scores lately have been a bit quicker in terms of how they've gotten to the end zone. They've taken advantage of some big plays. Those have been spread around, as we've talked about throughout this contest here today. Now we're awaiting this punt. Back deep for the Knights here is Wisniewski. Not sure what the delay is.
I think they're just enjoying this beautiful fall weather. I mean, this is perfect football weather. Nice cool breeze coming through. Fall is creeping in, so why not? Let's just spend some more time out here tonight.
Got the windows open.
Yeah, this is great. Oh.
Lollipop snap, and the punt does the same. Circles out at the 41. And with a minute 22 left, Shrine will have pretty good field position trying to get the feel-good touchdown before the end of this one as well.
Yeah, and I think if there's one knock on Bishop Foley, Noah Kohler, that's probably the only thing he's done wrong today is a little shank off the foot punt. But, you know, when you're up 33-0 with 1:22 left, it really doesn't matter that much.
He has 3 catches for 86 yards and a pair of touchdowns today.
And a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
And some good plays on defense.
And I think the ankle has kind of impacted his kicking today. Let's face it.
Yeah, from what we were told, he wasn't even supposed to play today. It was a game-time decision. He shows up and scores 2 touchdowns. Wonder what he'd be like if he was healthy.
4. 37-yard line of the Ventures here. Minute 22 to work with. Tisco back out there. He's ran it 13 times tonight. Some movement on the front 7. They let him go. Tisco, man, falls down for Foley. Airs it out. Picked again. Plenty of space on the near side as well. Kohler tackled at the 48.
Looks like one official signaling it's coming back, some pass interference, so it's going to wipe that one off. But, man, Bishop Foley, that would have been their 5th interception of the game had that not been waved off.
And you're wondering, why is Kohler still in the game? I mean, these two teams have smaller rosters, so you can only take so many players out. The rain coming down at the biggest clip so far tonight. We've seen some spitting earlier, but now it's coming down in a misty sheet. So this football placed on the 22. You'd expect Foley to take some knees here. Up big here at home. Well, we had some really good food pregame, didn't we?
Oh, man, we got to give it to Johnny's Speakeasy in Royal Oak and Alchemy. I've never been at a high school football game eating bacon-wrapped dates and pulled pork sandwiches, but you know what? I'd never want to experience a high school football game otherwise. I think I've elevated my experience thanks to Johnny's Speakeasy and Alchemy in Royal Oak. So make sure if you want to stop by, great food.
Did you try some of those bread little appetizers with the spread on them too? Those were pretty good.
I did not. I went straight for the pulled pork sandwich. I ate some ribs, and then once I see bacon wrapped dates, it's over. It's over. Anything with bacon, I am your man. They did a great job, and the guy's name is Johnny Prep. So I mean, it's almost like he was made for us, and he knows how to feed this crew.
22 seconds left here in the 4th. Shrine running left. Can he edge to the end zone? Foster still on his feet as he hits the 3 out of bounds.
12 seconds left. He gets out of bounds with the clock stopped. Uh-oh. Are we going to see it? Is it going to happen tonight? Are they going to break through and score their first touchdown of the season?
Foley.
12 seconds left. You got 2 pass plays, maybe 3 if you stretch it out right. And if you're Shrine, take this serious, right? This can get a monkey off your back for next game. This can parlay into some momentum for you too. Can you tell I'm rooting for him to at least score?
Absolutely.
Not that I don't want Bishop Foley to get the glory of their shutout, but come on, 3 games into the season, these kids deserve it.
Tisco's completed 6 passes today, 3 to his left. Man in the motion out of the slot that time, ran into a brick wall.
At the 1. And they are not, oh, they did call timeout. They did call timeout. And that proves not only to me that it's important to the team, but it's very important to their coach to get rid of this narrative right here, right now. You got 1 yard, go get it.
Brent Widows right in the middle of your screen right there. Oh, actually, there's a man down. So that caused the timeout.
Well, I think but they signaled towards the sideline like it was a timeout.
7.5 seconds left.
What do you call here? You just go QB sneak straight up the middle. What do you try to do?
Maybe they've ran it a lot with Tisco today.
If you have 7 seconds left, you can probably get off 2 pass plays, or you can get off 1 rush play. Maybe you roll Tisco to the right. Throw that jump ball to my man, big number 88.
Holt.
I hear people in the press box talking about they just do the quarterback sneak. You need 1 yard. I don't know why, but I'm excited for these kids right now. They're down 33-0. There's 7 seconds left, and I feel like they're on the edge of winning the Super Bowl.
Honey blocking in the backfield here. Quarterback under center.
Gonna get a push. Yep, you can see it. There it is, folks.
First one on the board, 33-6 with 4.2 to go.
And their fans are going wild over there on the Shrine sidelines. It's those little things that mean something in the long run. You know, obviously 33-6, that's a beatdown. You've taken that beating. But now you never have to talk again about we haven't scored this season. And you saw the push coming. You could tell, the old Bush push. Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, USC, Notre Dame. That's where it all started. Look how excited they are. That's awesome to see. Oh. They've got to work on their extra point. They got to work on their extra point, but they got in the end zone.
As the rain continues to come down, 33-6. Well, next on this schedule for Shrine, they will go on the road once again to East China Stadium to take on Cardinal Mooney. And Cabrini and Waterford are Lady of the Lakes coming up after that. Foley will get their first victory of their own here today. Snapping their 0-2 record. They take on Cranbrook at Cranbrook. That's a 1 o'clock start on the 16th, and Lutheran North and Riverview Gabriel Richard. The harder part of their middle half of the schedule coming up here in the Catholic League. They'll finish with Ann Arbor Richard, Livonia Clarenceville, and Mount Clemens as well.
The coach of Clarenceville was my old middle school coach.
Really?
Yeah. He just got that gig. So we go back to talking about, you know, just how like the football community in Southeast Michigan, it's almost like 6 degrees of separation, but here it's like 2 degrees of separation. Somebody knows somebody.
Yep.
And that's how it works. This has been a good game for Bishop Foley. You know, they've had a frustrating start to their season, and their coach admitted, you know, maybe they were a little outclassed in their first 2 fights just by size and speed alone by the opposition. This game they felt was a little more something that they could control, something that they could manage, and they've come out here and they've shown that when they're matched up against a team like Shrine, they can do some damage.
Oh, we didn't get a great feel just because of how the score ended up in the second half, but they did play quicker. They played with a quicker tempo. They caught Shrine off guard a few times. So that's something that it'll be interesting to see what they do in week 4 with as well.
Yeah, and you can tell their coaching staff is locked in because a couple of things that we noticed from up here in the press box, they were able to take advantage of on the field. And you love to see that when coaches are responding with those in-game decisions.
One last kickoff here. That's bobbled with this murky weather coming through.
That's our G of the game.
Shrine gets it back at the 25.
Shrine's going to put up another touchdown in this game.
1.1 seconds to go.
Bishop Foley is just like, come on, can we just get out of this game? And you wonder if Shrine's just going to run out there and take a knee. There's no sense in them trying to put this one in the end zone. I understand the last drive with 7 seconds left trying to get on the board, but this drive, just, you know, the better part of valor is discretion. What does Dan Campbell say? True alphas know when to concede.
They're huddled together on that 25. They're acting like they might run one more play here. Tisco alone in the gun, has 5 wide. We've seen a lot of penalties in this game. A lot on the Foley sideline. It hasn't come back to bite them. It's 12 for them, 7 now for Shrine. This is just kind of the finish we've had here tonight. It just won't end.
And while we got a moment, we got to thank the exceptional staff of the Prep for making all this happen. Your executive producer, Alex Westfall. Your technical director, Ali Hadi. Replay, Matt Schwarzenegger. We got graphics, Evan Westfall. Audio, Christian Jackson. Camera 1, Robert Sherby. Camera 2, Nate Moynihan. Camera 3, David Fantau. Camera 4, Chris Rose Armani. That has the best picture. The Parabola mic, Austin Sonnenberg. Jeremy Otto on play-by-play. My name is Stick. Ben Holden, sideline. Pat Bush and Jamie Jansen on stats.
Now it's a fun night here for Bishop Foley as they celebrate on the sidelines. Some of these newfound leaders, their first victory on the varsity squad. They're 1-2. Shrine drops to 0-3. And certainly in a season that's only 9 games, obviously different routes to make the playoffs these days. 6 wins doesn't guarantee you a spot, but this goes a long way for Bishop Foley to try to turn it around. We'll talk to our G of the game after this here on the Prep.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Does your bank make you feel like you belong there? At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, you are a member of a financial institution that serves the Catholic community, providing you with an opportunity to align your banking with your Catholic identity. You receive all the products and services you need to manage your money, and your membership helps support Catholic schools, parishes, and organizations. It's time to put your money where your faith is. Visit AllianceCatholic.com to get started today. Service, community, Catholic. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Well, Bishop Foley scored 6 minutes into this game and didn't look back, Stick.
Yeah, Bishop Foley with a trick play here. The first touchdown of the day for number 10, Noah Kronk-Kohler, who had a big game. And then Bishop Foley just causing turnovers. There's Kronk-Kohler again, getting an interception. And then right up the middle, Mr. Dependable, Mason Kennard was there all day long for Bishop Foley. You see him here getting the 2-point conversion. Who else? Number 10, Kronk-Kohler with that. He had himself a heck of a first half. And a big interception here, 1 of 4 on the day, Colby Martino. And there's that man, Kronk Kohler, again with a big touchdown to put him up 14-0. I believe that was 20-0. Then big touchdown by number 17. This is when Gabe Martino started to take over the game, not only offensively, but defensively. You saw him with the rushing. You see him with the big stiff arm all the way around the end. And then there it is, the big push. Shrine getting on the board for the first time in 3 games. You could just see the shoulders drop and that monkey get off of their back. And big night for Bishop Foley. They're celebrating with their fans. They just ran down the field. It was a great time. And we got our G of the game, Mr. Do Everything, Gabe Martino on the sidelines with Ben. Take it away, Ben.
All right, Stick, thanks. Yeah, you get a fancy hat from the guys at the prep. Gabe Martino, congrats. I'll let you don that, and we'll chat for a minute here. Just another day at the office for you. A rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. You had a big interception, you had a sack, and you had 5 tackles. Let's get this out of the way first. How does it feel to get win number 1 for your team this year?
Feels great, man. Just to bounce back from being 0-2 just feels great to lead the team.
Are you aware that this program had not been 0-3 or lost 3 straight games in 7 years?
Yes.
You were very aware of that.
Yes, we were expected a lot coming out into the season. Didn't deliver quite well first 2 weeks, but we're coming back.
What worked so well for you guys tonight?
I'd say the run game. We prepared well. Practice was great this week. So
19 players gone from last year. You're one of not many seniors, so a lot of turnover. And how would you say things have gone leading up to this game? Obviously, the results are here in this win, but getting this team to get somewhat of an identity, where are you at in that department?
I don't know. We just try to lead them every day. It's been a change from last year since, again, everyone else was the leaders. Then me and my seniors had to step up and just take charge. We're on the right track.
What's next for you guys?
It's next game, next week, just play it week by week, win by win.
All right. Enjoy this tonight with your teammates and enjoy the weekend. Congrats on the win.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Gabe Martino, guys, our G of the game. That is a Swiss Army knife performance tonight. Rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, sack, those 5 tackles, and a pick. That's going to wrap it up from down here, guys.
Well, I think I'd be out of breath by maybe the first thing he did tonight, right?
Yeah, and I'd be out of breath for the next week after what he did all game long. But you love to see that senior leadership on a young team. Guys can look up to him. Guys can see, hey, you know what? We're going both ways on this. We're playing offense. We're playing defense. I can excel at both just like my senior leader does.
Well, a good night tonight for the Ventures. They're 1-2. Shrine drops to 0-3.
But they scored.
They did. Yeah. And they scored with just 7 seconds left in this one. Did a good job to get one into the middle of the end zone on a QB keeper. Tisco had quite a few of those here tonight. For the whole crew here today, my broadcast partner, Sam Stick Day, I'm Jeremy Addo. Have a great night. We'll see you in week 4.